It's showtime!
Welcome back, boxing fans.
Blood is good.
Tire face, a master blood.
Blood is emotion.
Too much blood coming out of the eye.
Blood is a story, a drama.
Deep gas, blood pouring right into his eye.
Blood in terms of passion.
Blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, his mouth, his cheeks swollen, and he's still tall.
What we want is a bloody good fight tonight.
We have Heather, the Heat Hardy. Is this you?
This is me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush over here.
Never been a lame-o, never been a lame-o. Yeah, I love the trip. I'm okay.
You serious? You serious?
And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking boxing.
No fighters in England. They all bum.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
Do some pushes for me right now.
For the interview?
Yes. Let those gifted hands go. Get out of here, Virgil. Go home.
What next?
Theboxingvoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice. I'm your host, Nestor GTO, and I'm joined alongside bright and early today by the one and only. If I could just find this intro, I should have been ready.
Remember me? I'm Stuart Little. I'm Stuart Little.
What's happening, Nestor?
What's up, man? Lots to talk about. We're going to definitely get into every fight that took place this weekend. Obviously, so much to talk about. And before we do switch gears, let's bring on.
You want the title shot at the beat? He's not even right. You want the title shot at the beat?
What's going on, man?
The Beebster, what's going on, brother? We're going to need some of your expertise today for sure because this was a bizarre ending in the Timothy Bradley versus Jessie Vargas fight. But before we get into that, obviously, we want to remind everyone, oh, man, I got to send out those gloves. Somebody's going to kill me. It's like two guys are going to kill me. I'm doing it tomorrow without a doubt. Definitely want to encourage you guys to continue giving us a 5-star review on iTunes. Extremely important. And definitely continue to come over to ThaBoxingvoice.com. Remember, you can also get the iPhone app and the Android app on both markets of your preferred or selected phones. Definitely check that out because we did a lot of work revamping it. It's totally new and has, just a bunch of cool features. You can listen to the show from there. You can actually call right in. So, you're going to, and it has notifications now. So when a show goes live, you're going to get notified on the app. So definitely you want to head on over and download that app on both iPhones or Androids. As well as going over to ThaBoxingvoice.com and clicking on our Amazon link. I see that a few of you guys are using it, and I thank you and truly appreciate it. So I'm sending a personal shout out to everyone that's bookmarked our Amazon link. And you can just go over to the affiliate sponsors page and bookmark that yourself if you want to use it. It costs you nothing, but anytime you do a little Amazon shopping, boom, we get a kickback. And remember, the number is 646-478-3068. You have to press 1, guys, if you want to talk. There's always going to be a lot of people on this show, and we're going to continue to try and get to everyone. You see, we're probably the only weirdos that give you 4 hours of boxing talk twice a week. But, I love it. You love it, right? Why not? So moving forward, all right, let's get into this weekend's fights with the weekend recap on Friday, June 26, 2015. On Showtime, we got to see Dominic Wade defeat Sam Solomon in a 10-round split decision in a middleweight bout. This was the main event on Showtime, Showbox, a series that, I hope never goes away, even with no matter how much PBC we get. This is something definitely where we get to see guys, build, and we've seen so many people go through there from Bradley's. I mean, just everyone everyone has been on Showbox. So I would like to see us stick around. And this was a good fight. Dominic Wade is definitely a guy that we did not know if he was on Sam Solomon's level. Sam Solomon obviously coming into this fight with a bunch of intangibles, having surgery 7 months ago on his knee. But it definitely showed that his knee wasn't as damaged as a Sergio Martinez knee. Like, this guy was able to move. He was able to dart in and out. He was able to pivot. I didn't really see the knee ever give him any problems. The wrap on the knee was actually on the calf, which was also weird. I don't know if it was BS that they were even talking about it or not. But I'm going to keep it short and sweet since there was so much fights to talk about and pass it off to my co-host. What I'll say is that Dominic Wade, he didn't impress me, but he also did not unimpress me, I guess. It's okay. The win, I know some people may have it controversial. Again, it really goes down to I guess, styles and what you like. They both were doing very little connecting. It was too awkward. Well, one awkward style. Sam Solomon is just a difficult guy to deal with, obviously. But again, he didn't impress me. And I still want to see him some more, but I told you guys he has a shaky chin. I've watched this guy live maybe 3 or 4 times already. I know a few people that know him, and they put me on him early, and they always told me about the chin. And sure enough, it keeps showing itself. Sam Solomon was, 42 years old with a broken knee or an injured knee. This was a guy you were supposed to knock out. You were supposed to run over this guy. But, again, credit to Solomon. He looked very rejuvenated and healthy and bouncing around all over the ring. But, again, I'm not going to pass on Dominic Wade because we obviously need middleweights for Gennady Golovkin and Peter Quillen and those guys. So, this was his first big fight, and he stepped up. He needs to get credit for that. This is a guy that he hadn't fought anyone not on this level or even name level. I mean, this was a huge step up for this kid who already wasn't looking good to begin with.
Well, I actually thought Solomon won the fight. I don't want to dump on Wade at all. I want to talk about some good things that he does do and that he did. He actually does sit down nicely on his punches when he decides to throw them. And he keeps his punches nice and compact, and he doesn't wing the shots. So his technique isn't bad, but he's just so economical. And he looked like he was just waiting for that perfect shot to try to get Solomon out of there. And I thought Solomon, as awkward as he is, I still think that he outworked Dominic Wade. I scored the fight 96-93 for Solomon. Dominic Wade seemed to me not only as if he was looking for the perfect shot, but he was trying to conserve his energy because there's been talk about him having stamina issues later in fights, and maybe that's in the back of his mind. So he doesn't want to kind of, spend himself too thin and blow his wad early. But with all that being said, Sam Solomon coming back from the knee injury, and his knee was wrapped kind of below the knee, that wrap there, because the ACL runs on the back of the leg and it kind of goes down toward the calf. So the difference between his injury and Sergio Martinez's injury is Sergio Martinez had a torn meniscus and a torn ACL at the same time. So when you have both of those things in the knee, that's like a double whammy right there. But fortunately, with the technology we have today, the ACL repair surgery can be done, and it can be done to have the knee come back to a degree where it's not maybe 100%, but it's pretty close to it. Whereas the meniscus doesn't heal, so all they do is they take out the torn piece, and there's kind of like that little gap in there, so the knee always remains deficient and has a lack of padding in there. But Dominic Wade, he did hang in there. The rounds were tough to score. Some of the rounds were tough to score, but I just thought Solomon outworked him. I thought he did more. I think Solomon's jab was very, very accurate. He's not the type of guy that's going to actually knock you out with his punches or even hurt you for that matter, but he scores. And he does put in that work, and we have to give him credit for that, or at least I gave him credit for that. But, it is what it is. Hopefully we can see this gentleman, Dominic Wade, progress, and maybe he can become better. Maybe he can work on some things, and maybe, if he does have a stamina issue, maybe he can get a strength and conditioning coach to work on that stuff.
Well, I didn't catch the fight. It's the only one of the weekend I didn't catch, but I have seen Wade fight before, and Nestor's right. He does look like he has chin issues, and Sam Solomon's a tough fight. I mean, but he brings nothing special to the table. I mean, I know he had a knee injury. But I think the difference between him and Martinez, although the injury was different, Martinez relies on his legs, and when you're a fighter like Martinez that relies on your legs and they go from you, then you've had it. But Solomon's, like I said, he looks like he's got another couple of years, and then this guy doesn't stop. But you know, he's not world level now. I believe that Wade's he's a mandatory for David Lemieux now. Now, for someone with his chin issues and stamina problems, David Lemieux is probably a step too far, I think.
Definitely would be all types of problems. Casual fan, I see that you're on. Did you catch this show box with Dominic Wade versus Sam Solomon?
Oh man, I apologize. I did not see that fight. I went right into the Timothy Bradley and Jessie Vargas fight, which I enjoyed very much. So,
all right, well, we're going down the weekend's recaps. Yeah. We'll get to that, obviously.
Hello to you. Hello to Beebs. Hello
hey, what's up, man?
What's up to Stuart Little. And yeah, I'm here, and I can't wait to talk about that Bradley fight.
What's happening, bro?
I want to just really quick, ask our listeners out there to, take to social media right now and share the fact that we're going to have Devin Alexander on. Now, I know that not everyone is a Devin Alexander fan, and after yesterday, he probably either made fans or lost some fans. But, I mean, we're the voice of the people, so we had to bring the people some, tabloid gossip. Devin Alexander took to his Twitter and, he said a few things there about, gay marriage and things of that nature. It is what it is. What's more important, obviously, is that he's in the title eliminator with Diego Chavez, which ends up being a very good fight. And, we're going to get him on. We're going to cover both angles of it, obviously. We're going to find out about this eliminator that takes place actually Thursday. It's going to go to IBF Eliminator, so that'll be over here in New Jersey. But we are going to have him on at 8 o'clock, if I believe. Now he after these comments, I just want you to know, after these comments, he got extremely popular, and everyone booked him. And I seen that he tweeted somewhere that he had about 10 interviews scheduled for today. I don't know which of those interviews are radio, print, or whatever, but hopefully he could fit us in his busy schedule, and we bring you guys, something that we haven't done in a long time. We really don't do guests on Sundays, so, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, after that comment on Twitter, I mean, it'd be great to hear his views, because it's probably one of the strangest comments I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I know Devin Alexander is a very religious guy. I mean, he's always, Christ. He's always talking about Christ and religion. So that's where his views come from, I believe.
I mean, but that one tweet was so epic because it was reality.
I'm not sure about the stretched anal one. I'm not sure about that comment. But
yeah, I mean, he went everywhere. But we'll get him on. But anyway, keeping the show box, Jamal Herring defeated Oscar Cortez in an 8-round lightweight fight. Jamal Herring again, he looked a little better than before, I believe, but he's still an 8-round fighter. I mean, this guy has come up from the Olympics same time as Marcus Brown, Earl Spence. Those guys are further along. I mean, Marcus Brown, I made a big deal about who he was fighting. He fought Whitaker the other day. At least that was some sort of name. Like, we haven't seen Herring get his test yet, but I like him. He's got the story. Remember, I think he's the Marine, right? So, he's got the story, and he's in a division that he can, take over if he starts to show a little bit of power. Again, this was an 8-rounder that went 8 rounds, so, but the star of the night to me was Erickson Lubin. I mean, listen, I don't want to be like every other, media outlet and jump on the next hype job, right? But Erickson Lubin looks good. What I do see is that they made note that he was a southpaw yesterday, natural southpaw, so he's leading he was actually leading with the right. And if you see, he does a lot more work with his right than the other hand. So I don't know if it's going to become an issue as he starts to step in competition. But he was fighting at 152, so I don't know if he's going to come down. But if he ends up at welterweight, wow, I'm excited about him.
Definitely, he's explosive. Showed some explosiveness. But again, let's let it play out. Let's see. Let's do what Sean says. Let's put the brakes on a little bit, because this wasn't the greatest opponent in the world either, with all due respect.
Yeah, but B, with all due respect, he wasn't the worst opponent. I mean, i.e. Bruce was fighting guys like Ishii Smith 2-3 years ago. This is not a bad opponent for a guy that, I mean, he has 10 fights, B. 10 fights.
Yeah.
This makes his 11th, I think. Let's double check that. But I could have sworn he either has 10 fights or 10 knockouts. I'm going to find out in 1 second.
You can generally tell how good a guy is going to be after his in between 15 and 18 fights. So, I mean, he's definitely in the infancy stages of the career. There's some things that jump out at you in terms of the explosiveness and just the athleticism, but we'll see.
Hey, Beebs,
I don't believe fights tell you how good a fighter is, because you got to go by amateur background as well. I mean, a lot of world-class amateurs.
Well, there's a lot of things that I think can go into it.
I mean, when you look at a lot of the top world-class amateurs, they're after 10 fights, the world champions.
And sometimes
I don't mean to sound ignorant, right? But Lemieux, how many fights does he have? I thought I saw 9.
He's got 30. I think he's got about 35.
30. And
Lomachenko, he's got about 6 fights or something like that.
Yeah, and then he's been hyped up. But I mean, does he have a serious amateur background?
Yeah,
the guys are probably the best amateur of all time, though. So hyped up. Yeah,
he's got over
300. That's the part I'm missing out on.
He's got over 300 amateur fights.
Right. But he has like 9 wins right now, 10 something.
Yeah.
So the guy you guys are talking about is, what's his name?
Erickson Lubin, and he only has 11 fights. So that to me is a step up. I.e. Bruce at 11 fights, that's a step up, man. Come on.
All right.
What about his background?
We'll see.
But Beeb, I mean, why are you saying we'll see? I'm not saying that he's the goods. I'm just saying that was a good fight for his 11th fight. That's, I don't know. All right, whatever. I guess.
I mean, it just looked like Bruce didn't offer up much resistance. Maybe I'm taking something away from Lubin. I don't know. It just looked like.
I mean, I think you are, because Bruce he didn't offer much because he was getting It was combination, but that's what I'm saying. I thought he overdid it with the right hand, but I understand that that's his power hand and he's leading with it. So he's throwing a stiff jab, then he's throwing a hook to the body or an uppercut. Like, he's using the hell out of that right hand, and you'll only get an occasional straight left. But the good thing is that at least he leads with the straight left as well too. So maybe he's just, I don't know. I mean, again.
Well, I mean, he's a Heyman fighter, so he's definitely going to get some TV time, and we'll have plenty of time to make an assessment of him. So.
That is true. Omar Chavez got back in the win circle by beating Hector Munoz in a 10-round majority decision middleweight fight. And Leonard Bundu beat Mario Munguia's cousin Pablo Munguia in an 8-round welterweight fight. And Renell Williams defeated Farkhad Shaparov in a 6-round fight, all on the same ShowBox card. Obviously, not all were televised. Over on True TV, Gilberto Ramirez, Mario's next Canelo Alvarez, defeated Derek Edwards. You can head on over to ThaBoxingvoice.com and check out all the videos. Mario did a few videos and even some Periscope out there. And so did Fernando Pimentel from the, what was that fight? Bradley fight. He also did Periscope. So remember to follow us on Periscope because these guys and myself are bringing you, live stuff right from the fight as it's happening. And the exclusivity of Periscope is that it's there and then it's not. So if you don't hurry up, you won't get to see it.
Yeah.
True TV, Gilberto Ramirez. Anyone care to talk on this? I mean, he dominated the fight. Obviously, actually, let me bring on our good friend, Mr.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Yeah, hello everybody. I watched the Gilbert Ramirez fight, and I also watched the Dominic Dominic Wade fight, so if you want me to comment on that, I will also. But as far as Ramirez, he, in my opinion, I don't know how the rest of you feel. In my opinion, he thoroughly dominated Derek Edwards. And for those of you who don't remember who Derek Edwards is, this is the same dude that put Badu Jack to sleep in one round. So I was expecting a much better performance out of Derek Edwards. I thought it would be a more competitive fight than what it turned out to be. This was a rather easy walkover, as it turned out, in my opinion, with Ramirez's performance.
Yeah, I thought Ramirez did very well. He showed patience, and they were talking about him fighting tall and not fighting small. And one of the advantages of him actually using his height and length was when taller fighters tend to try to fight small and crouch down, they end up leaning forward. And in his last fight, he leaned forward a lot, and that's why I thought he was getting hit. So by him fighting tall, using his range, he had good balance. He kept his distance proper, where he wasn't in the line of fire, so to speak. So I thought that he did a great job in picking and choosing his spots, really just throwing sharp punches, not overreaching, not overextending, not being over anxious. So I just thought that he fought a very, very much improved performance from the last time. And Derek Edwards is a solid guy. He's definitely a gatekeeper, but he can make life miserable for some fighters who are up and coming and looking to turn that corner. And Gilberto Ramirez is definitely one of those guys looking to turn the corner, and he did turn the corner against Derek Edwards. I thought he put on a beautiful performance. I love how he put his shots together, and he just looked very smooth and fluid in there. And he just looked like he's actually settling down and kind of feeling comfortable within himself now. Not looking to light the house on fire, but just looking to put the shots together, land the shots, and win the fight. So I thought it was a great performance.
The problem is, Beeb, since he's on the top rank side of things, and most of the division is on the Al Heyman side of things, I wonder who he's going to be able to fight now. Because
that's where you're wrong, Robbie. Because there's a lot of fighters that he can fight. Because a lot of Brits for a start.
He could fight Arthur Abraham. He could fight Andre Ward. He could fight James DeGale. He could fight George Groves. There's two titles that aren't in the Al Heyman realm. So he could definitely fight for Andre Ward's title, or he could fight for James DeGale's title. So,
I was thinking because DeGale fought on a PBC card, he now has options with Heyman, doesn't he?
I don't believe so, but who knows? Ness would probably know better than me. But the thing is once you become somebody's mandatory, they're gonna have to fight you anyway. So it is what it is.
No, he looked a lot better Friday night than he looked in Denver, Colorado on the Rios Alvarado undercard. And they talked about him fighting smaller than he actually is, and it looks like he worked on that and made an improvement. And you've got a size advantage, especially in that division. You have to use that to your advantage. It's kind of the Emmanuel Stewart thing. Emmanuel Stewart always worked with taller fighters, and he always taught them how to use their size. Well, Ramirez needs to go to that school and stick to what he did on Friday night to be successful at 168.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely seen some improvement, and I love how he went to the body, which opened up the head shots. He just showed a wide array of offensive skills, and he fought on the outside very well and didn't let Edwards get close enough to him to land anything of significance. So that was just a beautiful overall performance. I didn't see any mistakes. Maybe maybe a few here and there. But I thought he fought close to a perfect fight, and that's sometimes hard to do against a guy like Derek Edwards, as I said, who makes things ugly for fighters. So I was impressed.
Stu.
Not a fan of Ramirez, I'm afraid. I mean, I know Mario seems to think, like you said earlier, he's the next Canelo Alvarez, but I don't know where he's getting that from. I mean, I think...
Did you watch the fight, Stuart?
Sorry?
Did you watch the fight on Friday?
Yeah, and like I said, I was impressed with some of the things he did, but, you have to look at the opponents. You know, it's all good. It's like Bruce Lee said, but bricks don't hit back, and it's just the same sort of thing. When you've got an opponent that's not really doing anything, you know, it's hard to judge where he is. But I've seen a few of his performances, and I've not been overly impressed, I'm afraid. And I think this is another hype machine that's going to go horribly wrong when he steps in there with a world-class fighter.
Do you think he has any potential, though, Stuart? I mean, did you see anything you liked about him in this fight?
I did see a lot, you know, a lot of things. I mean, for me, he's where Callum Smith is. He's at that level at the moment.
Do you think Do you think he could beat a guy like? Do you think he could beat a guy like George Groves right now? Because that would be an interesting matchup. No. Two guys who fight tall, two guys who fight on the outside, two guys who
and Groves. You know, that's a problem with Groves. He has got little arms, and you can out-jab Groves. I mean, Froch did in the second fight, but
yes,
I'd still go with Groves right now. I mean,
really?
Ramirez looks solid though. Don't get me wrong. He's not gonna go away easily. You're not gonna go in there and you're not gonna blow him out. But I do think he can be beat.
I bet you he ends up becoming an opponent for Andre Ward in the not so distant future. I can kind of see that. I can see that happening.
I don't see that happening because obviously Andre Ward, you know, no matter how many people want to defend him and how much he wants to defend himself, for whatever reason, he's not liked very much or watched. I don't know, whatever you want to chalk it up to. So why is Top Rank going to feed their cash cow? Like, because that's what they're building with this kid.
Well, you know what's funny, not to interrupt you, but I remember Bob Arum said that he thought that Gilberto Ramirez would knock out Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and he's kind of high on this kid. I think he has a lot of confidence and faith in him, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't.
I don't think he has that type of confidence where he's going to put, like, why would you, though? Andre Ward is not a Bob Arum fighter.
You don't have to. I'm not saying you have to do it.
It's big money. I mean, he's going to want $2-3 million to fight Ramirez, isn't he?
Do you think? What do you think's a better fight for Ramirez? Him versus DeGale or him versus Andre Ward? What do you think he could make more money fighting?
I like the George Groves fight. I like that fight because I think that Ramirez could bring all type of problems to George Groves simply because he's a good worker and he digs to the body a lot. And then we'd get the opportunity to see if Ramirez has a chin, if Groves could land something. But let's get back over here to CBS Sports Net. If anybody had the time to watch this card out in Niagara Falls, our boy Tony Lewis defeated Edward Valdez in an 8-round unanimous decision. And you know, we talked to Tony, so it's good. It's good to see that he didn't really slug that much, but same old Tony, maybe. Anybody else seen it?
I actually saw pieces of it. I kind of missed a little bit of it, but I don't know. What do you think of Tony Lewis overall as a fighter? Do you think he has a complete package, or?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, he's gonna be like a guy that has to work hard to win it.
Yeah,
you know?
He's gonna have to be a grinder. He's gonna have to grind.
You know, it's. Because he's always going to be the B-side until he's not, you know. And when he's not the B-side is because he already beat that, you know, that guy in his division, you know. It's going to be like a Sergio Martinez story, but I don't see that skill of a Martinez. See, Martinez was able to be elusive. I don't know. No, Lewis, but he's good, man. He's a good worker. Dennis Hogan also remained, got a decision win over Kenny Abreu, not to be confused with Richard Abreu in a junior middleweight fight. But, I mean, what everybody is here for, obviously, is the fight of the night. And we're not talking about Timothy Bradley. We're talking about Jersey Seth live on the Boxing Voice Periscope Network. And we told you guys to follow us on Periscope because some interesting things was going to happen. And sure enough, they did. Jersey Sev, you know, longtime caller, eventually started writing for the site and everything. He decided to have an amateur fight, and we decided to cover it. And for the lucky few that got to see that on Periscope, you got to enjoy a treat. And, I want to congratulate Seth, even in defeat. He still, you know, he went in there a lot braver than me. I will not get in that ring, okay? Because if somebody put hands on Ness, I'm taking it. I'm taking it outside the ring. I can't let you beat me up.
Hey, little guy that Seth was fighting was tough, man. I watched it. He was a little feisty pit bull looking guy.
It's so funny. It's so funny you say that, Ness, because I was watching two guys spar before, and one guy obviously was more seasoned than the other, and the other guy was kind of big like you, and he was getting frustrated. He just fucking tackled the dude. It was hilarious, man. Some dudes, man, they're just street fighters.
I think he's been watching Terence Crawford too much with his switch and stances, and
I told him that.
At least master one stance before you start switching.
Listen, I hope as many of our listeners as possible were able to see that video, because I get a lot of stick on the show about breaking down fights, but you see me live giving the perfect instruction. I mean, Seth could have knocked this dude out. The dude was open for the uppercut all day. I mean, he was just leaning over as if he had some. You know when Floyd is working the neck in the ring and he's like that with that weight tied to his head? That's how this Mexican was fighting Seth, with his head completely down, looking at his shoes. All Seth had to do was take one step back and fucking drop that uppercut on him. This dude would have went face first into Seth's shoes. Another thing, he never let go of the right hand. I have no clue why, but I don't know. Beeb, you seen the video? Give me your breakdown.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna say one positive thing about Seth. Obviously, he was on the short end of the stick. His offense wasn't working for him, and the other guy's offense was. But the thing is, I like how he hung in there, and he didn't shell up. He didn't go into survival mode. He kept trying. I think the big thing with Seth, and he explained it to you in the post fight, was he didn't feel confident throwing the right hand until he got the jab working properly. So I don't think he's that type of guy. Some guys don't like throwing lead right hand. I used to love throwing lead right hands, but some guys don't like throwing right hands unless they can line it up properly with the jab. And Klitschko's the same way. If you watch Klitschko, he likes to throw the jab first and make sure he makes contact. But your point is very well taken. At some point, when you know the jab's not working and you know the other guy's coming at you, you gotta take some chances, because you gotta do something differently. If the jab's not working, the guy had your jab on lock, right? So hey, you know what? Maybe give him a feint and then sneak the right hand right up. You gave him great instructions. I mean, the uppercut.
Yeah, I think it's all down to fitness at the end of the day. I mean, when you're tired, game plans go out the window, B. I think Seth looked in really good shape. I mean, Ned said he didn't train and he's been smoking, so he didn't really take it that seriously. He looked in really good shape, but obviously when he got in there, he was struggling. He was blowing a little bit.
Well,
if I was to give him any advice, if you're not trained properly and you're smoking, I mean, I wouldn't recommend
going into the ring.
Half an hour warm-ups outside.
But I'm gonna make a statement here, because I have an educated eye, and the other kid, I could tell, was training for real. Like Seth was he didn't have a trainer. This kid had a trainer. This kid had sparring sessions. This kid had a real training camp. Seth had a part-time training camp, and you could tell in a second who's able to train for real and who's not training for real. And this is not a knock on Seth, because he's got a job, whatever. The other kid, I don't know his situation, but whatever the case may be with the other kid, he had time set aside for a dedicated, formal, organized training camp, where Seth did not. And you could tell that. You know what? And I just want to say, look, you're absolutely right. Seth went there with no headgear, like no coach. Someone else's coach ended up stepping in for Seth, who also stepped in for Seth in one of his previous fights. And like you said, he's getting out at 7. He's going to the gym. Listen, I give him credit for getting in there, because I critique these fighters all day, and I ain't getting in there. I hold court in the street. But that being said, if you're going to do it, listen, there's nothing that I don't do full. Like I go all the way with it. I'm 100 with whatever I'm going to do. So if you're going to do it, you know what's good. I mean, what you expect?
The commentary was just fantastic.
It was real, though. It was real. It was real, because I'm like, I was there for Seth. Like, I wanted him to win. And then I could see what he was doing wrong. And let's just be honest. I mean, the Mexican, he like Beef said, he definitely had everything going for him in terms of training camp, and he had a coach. It was a team behind him. It was people with cameras, everything, you know. He was the favorite, obviously. But this kid was wild. He was, I mean, head down the entire 9 minutes.
But see, the kid made himself a compact target, and Seth needed to make the adjustments. Seth wanted to fight tall, but the kid was crouching down so low.
The kid was too close to Seth.
So you got to stop throwing not only the uppercuts, you got to start throwing the 45s. You got to lift the kid up. You got to stand the kid up with, as you said, uppercuts. But I prefer sometimes the 45s because they're a little bit low risk, because you could throw them and just, you know what I'm saying, the uppercut, you kind of got to go like that. You open yourself up. 45, you can keep your hands pretty close and just, you know what I'm saying? You got to bend your knees a little bit. Jab to the 45? Body.
If Seth was broke
45 degree?
45, yeah, 45 degrees, like a half hook, a half uppercut.
Okay.
So 45 is like this. You throw it like that. Sort of like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the deep down.
It's not the deep one, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of off to the side. You know, so you got to, guys coming straight at you like a bull, you got to try and step around them. You got to pivot around them.
He needed to use the forearm. It's like I told him, yo, he had the height advantage. All he had to do was use the Winky right style, put that lead leg, keep pushing that little Mexican back. All those overhand rights was going to go over the top because Seth was going to stay really close and just pushing him back till they get him to run and hit him. I mean, he literally didn't throw a right hand. But anyway, look, that's enough of that. We're going to be back at Seb's next fight. He promises he's going to give us a full training camp, and we're going to be there to support him. We're going to put it back on Periscope, so you better follow us at The Boxing Voice on all social media to be notified by, you know, get a notification that we will be going live. Let's just get here to a couple of other topics before we move forward. Got a couple of minutes left before we get Devin on, and hopefully we do, right? Like I said, he's got like 10 interviews, man.
Yeah, before that, can you update me? What did Seth say? I know you just said something about him expressing his thoughts on gay rights or whatever, gay marriage, but what exactly did he say? Because I don't follow him.
Actually, why don't you do that? Get on Twitter, just search Devin and get us those tweets, because they're still there. This way we're ready and prepared for him when he does come on. And in the meantime, we'll jump to what everyone's here for. Timothy Bradley versus Jessie Vargas. Now, I'm going to just say, you know, I didn't expect this fight to be anything more than what it was. And I'm not like everyone else who's probably going to call in here with some sort of controversy or drama. No, Bradley pitched the shutout, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did.
Very easy fight. Very easy fight to score. Vargas got a lucky punch, but I think that the man of the night was Bradley for not going down. He didn't go down, and he was 100% conscious and aware of everything that was going on. When Jessie Vargas tried to follow up to the body, Bradley dropped his right hand and blocked the body shot. When Jessie Vargas tried to follow up to the head with a left hook, Bradley raised his arm and blocked the left hook. When Jessie Vargas tried to maul him, Bradley just held him. And then the referee stepped in. So I don't care if it was 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. This guy took a knee. He took an educated knee versus Ruslan Pavatnikov. You're going to tell me that Jessie fucking Vargas, who hasn't got a knockout in maybe 5 or 6 years, is going to hit Bradley so hard he's going to not take a knee? He's going to not do what he already did. He showed you how good. Yo, his legs never gave up. We seen Bambi legs before. So please don't call in here talking about that Vargas was robbed of destiny and all this bullshit he's trying to feed us now because he wants a rematch. He kept his hands in his pocket all night. He kept his hands in his pocket all night.
Bradley dominated. And I just want to say to all these guys that ring in talking about controversy, I mean, Timothy Bradley has been with the best fighters in the world and has never been stopped. So what makes you think Jessie Vargas, like you said, who knocks nobody out, is going to get rid of Timothy Bradley in 8 seconds? It was never going to happen. He's jumping on this to try and make himself relevant for a rematch that no one wants to see. It's a bit like the Chavez-Martinez performance. Gets his ass whooped for 11.5 rounds, comes out with a lucky punch, and people are talking about him winning the rematch. I mean, Jessie Vargas has disgraced himself this week weekend. I mean, he's embarrassed himself, and he needs to have a good look in the mirror. That's what
I heard the interview you guys did with Joel Diaz, right? Is that his last name?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we're not looking to take opponents to make them famous, you know, make them look good. We want name brands, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what he said. So exactly that's what happened. Bradley wasn't there to give Jessie Vargas. That's how I started looking at it. Like, damn, Jessie Vargas is not going anywhere with this loss. He just gassed out. He can't. His second round he slowed Bradley down. Bradley went right back to 100, and to me it was a shutout all the way through, even with that one hit.
No, Timothy Bradley dominated this fight, and there's no need for a rematch. But what I'm afraid of is the politics of boxing is going to step in, and the WBO is going to mandate a rematch because of the way the fight ended. I hope not, because I don't think a rematch is needed. I think Timothy Bradley dominated the fight from round 1 to round 12. Yes, it ended kind of strangely, but the right guy won, and I hope the politics of boxing does not mandate a rematch because I don't think one is needed.
What can Vargas improve to come back better than that 12th round moment?
He's not on that level, bro.
He's not on that level. Exactly. It was like man versus child to me. You
know?
Nah.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. And the fact that he did rock Bradley clearly shows that. The problem was he was timid. Bradley was too experienced for him. Bradley kept punches in his face and kept him busy, kept him thinking. So by keeping him thinking, it made Vargas keep his hands in his fucking pocket all night. He looked whack doing that too. It was bad.
What about that? So what about that celebration at the end? I mean,
that was embarrassing.
No, that wasn't embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's not embarrassing because he genuinely thought the fight was stopped.
This is what I'm trying to say. Why would he do that? When a referee's waving a fight off, he's looking at the fight that he's waving off, and he waves his hand. He was waving at Jessie Vargas. So if anything, Jessie Vargas was the one getting stopped. So I mean, it was just. I know it was a circus in there, and it was ridiculous what we were seeing. But you know, what he did, celebrating that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I neutralize your mind. Yeah, he did. He did think it was stopped. Yeah, he can celebrate, but you know, after when you find out, that's not a victory for me. Come on.
The worst thing he did was at the post-fight press conference when he was saying stuff like, "Well, Tim Bradley said you're still a champion. That means he thought that I won the fight." No, he said you're still a champion because you have the WBA junior welterweight title. I mean, let's not get it twisted. And he was just trying to come up with all these conspiracy theorists, like the referee was trying to save Tim Bradley's life and stuff like this, and it was crazy, man. I was talking to this guy, my friend Derek, D-Style Boxing, Eric Anaya, and we were talking about this fight, and this fight kind of reminded us a little bit of that Meldrick Taylor fight when Richard Steele stopped the fight with I think it was like 2 seconds left, and there was a big controversy. This was a little bit different, but it had some similarities. You saw that Meldrick Taylor was beating Chavez the whole fight, and then Chavez lands the big right hand, and then Richard Steele jumps in and stops it with 2 seconds left. This was kind of similar to that. Obviously, it wasn't a stoppage, but the one thing that makes me nervous about Tim Bradley though is he keeps getting caught with these big shots like this, and I'm just concerned about the residual effects. Like these shots are hitting him, and his head's snapping back, and he's gotten that look in his eye, that glassy look. I just hope that, at the end of his career, that he's going to have all his faculties intact. And one thing about Timothy Bradley, as good of a fighter as he is, and we talked about this last week about how the Europeans can generate a lot of power with minimal.
To me, Timothy Bradley's an action fighter, man. I really enjoyed that fight from round 1 bell.
Yeah, I love Timothy Bradley, man. I mean, Timothy Bradley. Anyone that don't like Timothy Bradley don't like boxing. Simple as, because this guy just brings everything to the table. He puts his heart.
Let me just finish. Can I finish, please?
Beeb, what happened was that you cut out. Your internet cut out, so we just kept going.
All right, I'm sorry. Well, anyways, he throws his right hand from his back pocket, and he's taking his arm and he's lifting it up. And his elbow's going in the air, and he's taking all of the leverage off of his right hand, and he's hitting these guys flush, but they're not going anywhere. Is because his punch is becoming an arm punch, and he's just throwing it like real wild. Instead of making the punch more compact, keeping the arm closer to his body and just turning the shot over. He's pulling it back like a friggin' slingshot and throwing it like that. So, I mean, he's really starting to load up with shots. And it's so funny when we watch these fights on HBO how they're all becoming like wars. And it's like I'm wondering if there's like HBO has some influence on these guys. We talked about this before, about how they want to see action fights because they got Kovalev, they got Triple G. So I'm wondering, are all these fighters kind of giving maybe subliminal messages? Hey, you got to lay it all out there, or we're not going to put you back on again. Because guys who are normally boxers are going out there and they're trying to throw all caution in the wind just to make the fights exciting. And I wonder if Timothy Bradley had something said to him. I don't know. I'm not trying to be the conspiracy theorist, but look at Andre Ward. He was fighting on BET instead of HBO. So I don't know if this is a new. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but he was his fight was on BET. So I don't know if this is a trend or what's happening here. But we're just seeing fighters laying it all out there, and we're seeing a lot of brawls now.
Yeah, it was definitely a war Bradley last night.
And that fight didn't have to be a war. I mean, I'm not mad that it was, but Timothy Bradley, we haven't seen that Marquez Timothy Bradley in a long time, and I wonder if we're ever going to see that Timothy Bradley again as long as he's fighting.
But last night he had the little, he had the swollen eye, but it depends on the position you were looking at it. When you look straight on, it wasn't that badly swollen as from the side. And outside of that, I mean, he dominated that fight. I mean,
he dominated the fight, but he made the fight very physically taxing on himself by the way he fought it. Because he could have went. In other words, the old Timothy Bradley used to go in and out a lot. He would go in, throw his punches, and move out of harm's way. This Timothy Bradley is staying in the pocket an awful long time, and that's just the difference I'm seeing in Timothy Bradley.
He's leaving himself open as well to big shots when he's coming forward.
Again, I mean, it's really what you said, though, B. I mean, I think it's like that. I mean, Vargas didn't fight this way.
Never.
It's the network. I think the network is telling these guys, look, man, you got to be more entertaining, and entertaining means throwing more punches. I mean, you're right. Why is Bradley wasting his time exchanging with this guy when he could beat him from the outside? But
because his feet, he has so much quicker feet than Vargas. He can go in and out on Vargas and just pick him apart all day. But for whatever reason, maybe, I don't know if he didn't respect Vargas's power, whatever the case may be, he was just standing. And one telling thing he said at the end of the post-fight press conference, he goes, "Oh, this guy was only hitting me when I wanted him to hit me." What the fuck is that? What does that mean? Like, you wanted him to hit you? Like do you let him hit you on purpose to make this look exciting? I mean,
yeah, you don't remember that one round where he just put his hands up like Pacquiao and let Vargas
go? Man. I mean, this is not, again, I don't give a shit who you're in there with. All punches hurt and all punches cause damage. And we saw a punch land in the 12th round that hurt you. So if you want to walk around at the end of your career, with scrambled eggs for brains, keep fighting like this. But the problem is you don't have to fight like this. You can fight another way. Other guys have to fight like this because they don't know any other way. If you know another way, there's no need to fight like this constantly for 12 rounds. I mean,
you're shaking your camera.
I know, I'm hitting my freaking table. But I mean, he doesn't have to do that. And he's got a wife, he's got a beautiful wife, he's got a beautiful family. I just hate to see what happened in that 12th round happen because it was so unnecessary. You were winning the fight. Handily.
When they went to his corner, you could hear Joel Diaz, "Hey, you got to let him hit you so he opens himself up."
Man.
I mean, why would a trainer tell a fighter, "Hey, let the other guy hit you"? I mean, the idea is to not be hit, and he's a good enough boxer.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think he meant it like that. I think he just, they needed him to open up. Jessie Vargas, he had his hands in his pocket the entire night. There's not much to break down about this fight. It was what it was always going to be. For whatever reason, whatever people were crazy enough to think that Bradley took a lot of beatings and he was washed up or he was, losing a step, Bradley does this. This is what he does. He trains all day, every day. He eats healthy, and he takes undefeated records. He has multiple undefeated records in his resume. He has taken on up-and-coming guys. And to be doing it this late in the game, I respect it. I respect it. You know, even with the Algieri thing, to a sense, you know, we hold Pacquiao to a high standard, but I respect guys that take on undefeated fighters. You know, I would love to see Floyd take on somebody with a no, you know, recently. Oh, you know, maybe a Keith Thurman, you know, or Tel Brook.
But what do you think's going to happen to Tim Bradley down the road fighting this way if he decides to fight everybody like this? What's going to happen?
I think if he fights Cal Brook and Thurman like he fought Saturday night, then he's in big trouble.
Yeah, but what you guys got to remember is we always say, oh, he's going to be in big trouble if he fights somebody because he doesn't have any power. But somehow he's keeping these guys super honest. I didn't see Vargas going in there trying to I mean, the only guy that tried to overwhelm him and at times was getting his ass backed up was Ruslan. Not even Pacquiao tried to just bomb in on him.
Well, he moved a lot against Pacquiao in the first fight, so I mean, it was hard to get a gauge on him. But this is the thing about Timothy Bradley. He has such great foot speed. Why not utilize it? He has a foot speed advantage over just about everybody he fights except for probably Pacquiao. So why not utilize that foot speed advantage? Let your legs be your defense because they've always have been in the past. I remember when he used to fight guys like Nate Campbell. He was in and out. Lamont Peterson, you know, he was in the pocket with Lamont Peterson for a little while, caught some body shots. He even said, you know what, Plan B had to kick in. I had to stop moving against this guy because he was hurting me to the body. I just think, man, he's just fighting too brave now, and he's not thinking about, you know, what's going to happen after boxing. Because, again, he only got caught with that one shot. But sometimes that one shot is all it takes. That was the same shot that Ruslan hit him with that concussed him. So who's to say, I mean, what's going to happen when someone does a CAT scan on Tim Bradley's brain 5 years after he retires? I mean, I'm just being honest. I like Tim Bradley.
I mean, Jessie Vargas is not a massive puncher. I mean, can you imagine a big puncher catching Bradley like that? I mean,
and he walked into the punch.
Yeah, but we've seen that. We've seen a big puncher in Ruslan.
No, but we have. Like I said, Bradley's got a good chin, but
what I'm
talking about these new breed of.
Yeah, no, but you guys are acting like this guy's taking punishment every
No, but what I'm trying to say, though, is this is what happens sometimes in boxing. One guy starts the damage, and the damage is right there for someone else to pick up where that guy left off and finish it. He got caught in the same exact spot with the same exact punch, and he leaned into it. That's not a good thing, man. That's how fucking bruises in your brain occur when you get hit in the same spot over and over again the same way with the same amount of impact. He got to be very conscious of what happened last night and say to himself, you know what? It can't keep happening, man. It's not healthy, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's not healthy.
Hey, I mean, I agree, but I don't think he's taken a lot of punishment. But where do you see him going from here, Beep?
Well, he's got the interim title. You know what I was thinking yesterday and this morning when I watched the replay? I'm saying to myself, you know, Floyd's holding on to this WBO belt. You know, Timothy Bradley's got the interim belt. Could there be a storyline like, okay, you want the belt, you got this interim belt, let's fight for the real belt. You know what I'm saying? Could Floyd take on Timothy Bradley after this, seeing what he saw? You know, I don't know. I think it would be interesting, man, because I think Floyd has this. He's asphyxiated with this WBO belt because it's a title he's never held a WBO title before. So that's why I think he's kind of like a little bit, you know, drawn to this belt. He wants to hold on to this belt. So, you know, he's got to make a decision. So if he makes a decision that he's going to keep the belt, I'm sure the WBO will cave in and give it to him. So what happens to Timothy Bradley's interim title? So I'm saying...
You know what's funny about that storyline, Beeb? That the WBO, Floyd claims WBO hasn't even sent him his title yet. He doesn't even have the actual title yet.
Well, because he immediately said at the press conference that he's going to and not only that...
But that shouldn't matter. That he paid the sanctioning fees.
I'm not sure I don't think he paid the sanctioning fee yet. I don't think he paid the sanctioning fee yet. I don't know. I don't know. And here's another thing. Here's another rule the WBO.
If it was Pacquiao, they would have had the belt made for him already.
Well, wait a minute. Here's another rule the WBO has. You can't have other titles and hold their title at the same time. So he didn't officially vacate everything yet. So if he still has held on to those other titles.
Yeah, but he still gets to get it, Beeb. He still gets to get it.
That is true. That is true. You are right.
He still gets to be undisputed and then make a decision. But anyway, Oscar Valdez, a lot of people were not high on him because he was throwing, they were saying, oh, this kid is throwing everything with power and he doesn't have power. I mean, he had enough power to keep this guy, Ruben Tamayo, off of him.
That was a good fight, man. I enjoyed that fight.
He's not gonna one punch you, but I like Oscar Valdez. I like his style. It's fan friendly. You know he's gonna. I mean, like they said, look, I can't do a better job than the commentating done last night for this particular fight, simply because they were telling the truth. You had one kid who, even though he was winning the fight, still wanted to look good and make the fight. And, you know, I salute Oscar Valdez. I'm willing to see him again. I'm glad that he was able to sneak himself on HBO. What did you guys think of this prospect? This is in the featherweight division. He got a unanimous decision over Ruben Tamayo yesterday in a 10-round unanimous decision in the featherweight division. So this is like guys like Lomachenko, Walters, who else? Not Rigondeaux. Selby, you know, guys like that. This is the division that Oscar Valdez just placed himself in. I mean, I guess from here, I wouldn't mind. Maybe the guy that Verdejo just fought, right? Ivan Nahara. That was because he was a kid who didn't stop coming, who didn't have enough power to get the knockout. So those two would make a pretty good explosive fight. What did you guys think of this kid on the undercard?
I thought, you know, he looked very impressive.
I thought he looked good, but I thought the referee screwed up when he called a knockdown.
Yeah, he hit him on the glove. Hit him on the glove. I don't think that was a knockdown. It was a push down.
Yeah. But no, I thought he looked good. You know, I definitely want to see him again.
He looked very sharp. You know, he got off first, and he didn't waste anything. You know, not a lot of wasted motion. Another guy fought very sharp, tight punches. Nothing really crazy winging. He looked very textbook in there. He looked very schooled. You know, good body attack. Moved very well. Didn't stand right in front of Tamayo. You know, he stepped off to the side after he threw his combinations. He was just a sharp fighter. Very murderous body puncher. Outstanding body puncher. Really dug in deep to the body. I thought he looked sharp.
Let me take it out to Los Angeles with our Los Angeles correspondent who was live on the scene, Fernando Pimentel. Talk to us.
Hey, man. Love the show as always, guys. Good work, man. Last night was a madhouse over there when it came to that end. No one knew in the arena what in the world was going on. I don't know if the TV cameras caught it because I have yet to see the DVR replay or anything. But Carl Moretti literally ran into that ring and was all up in Pat Russell's face. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What the hell did you just call? Honestly, it was at least a good 5-minute conversation. It took a long time to even get to the scorecard, if you guys even saw that. It was a madhouse in there. No one knew what was going on. There were people cheering, thinking Jessie won. There were people booing, thinking Bradley lost. It was crazy. It was ridiculous over there. Overall, it was a good show. Valdez put on a good showing for himself. The knockdown, you know, I didn't really catch to see the flip and everything like that. Obviously, live it looks differently than it does on TV. But overall, it was a good show. But that whole Bradley, man, I feel bad that the guy cannot win a fight without any controversy. That's the thing I feel bad about when it comes to Bradley. He cannot win a fight without something controversial happening. It's ridiculous.
Let me ask you this, Fernando. I mean, isn't Bradley just such a likable guy, too? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, obviously we have to be unbiased, but you know, we've had him on the show several times. We've interviewed him. He's just a very likable guy. I mean, he's always honest and open, and he's a good family man, and he's a kind of a down-to-earth guy. He's the type of guy you root for, and you hate to see these things happen to him, man.
No, you're right. Bradley is an incredibly likable guy when it comes to the ring, in and outside. His demeanor, the way he talks, everything. He's just probably one of the most realist person as it comes to boxing. There is one thing that I do knock on him and I don't like about him. considering the position that he's in, the people that he's beaten, Marquez, Pacquiao. You know, he shouldn't be fighting a type of fighter like Jessie Vargas. I commend him and I applaud him for fighting someone that level, but he should honestly be calling people out. He should be calling his shot. I know Joel has been saying it for a long time, especially to me during interviews. He hates the fact that Pacquiao and Mayweather could choose their opponents, and Bradley has worked up to that level, but yet Top Rank still selects his opponents for him. Honestly, Bradley needs to start calling people out. I was hearing what you guys were saying, well, yeah, you know what? Bradley has taken a lot of shots, and he's probably getting to that end of the road. And, you know, he has had the Pacquiao fight twice, but he needs bigger fights. He needs to fight somebody like a Keith Thurman, a Sean Porter who's hot right now because he beat Adrian Broner. Call out Mayweather. He needs to do those things.
I'd love to see him get at Mayweather.
Fernando, since you were there last night, do you think the WBO is going to interfere with this decision at all and demand a rematch because of the way the fight ended? Because I don't think, personally, I don't think a rematch is warranted. I think Tim dominated the fight, but do you think the politics is going to mandate a rematch here?
I honestly think they are not. WBO didn't have a statement or anything, but I honestly don't think they're going to mandate any rematch. Bradley dominated. He won that fight 8-4, 9-3. Those last 7 seconds, you know what, like Ness was saying, Jessie Vargas hasn't knocked out anybody in a long time. He was not going to finish off Bradley. And even if Bradley would have gone down and that would have been a 10-7 round, it still wouldn't have done anything. Jessie wouldn't have won on the card.
And Bradley was holding on, too.
The one thing that did came out from last night, was, I don't know if you guys saw the post-fight press conference, but Jessie Vargas said that Pat Russell came up to him and his crew and said that due to that mistake, due to that error, and due to everything that's been going on, and he is retiring from refereeing.
That's crazy.
I'll believe it when I see it. Probably the best thing to tell a kid who you just had overly excited. But listen, yo, Pat Russell's human. You know, people. I hope people don't let their ugly side out and call in here and call this guy a bunch of names because he made a mistake. It happens.
It's happened several times in the past. Because you know what? When that crowd, you could speak firsthand about this, Fernando. How loud was it in that 12th round when that punch was landed? Could you even hear yourself?
Jesus Christ, man.
So how do you? Yeah.
I heard the punch, and then I just heard the eruption of the crowd. Like, all you hear is, like, yelling. Even people that I was sitting next to that were cheering for Bradley, even they stood up and started cheering. It was one of those punches that, honestly, if, like, a Keith Thurman would have landed that, he would have been Pacquiao. He would have been literally face flat on the floor.
Yeah, so I mean,
it was a devastating punch. It was bad.
Let's just keep this in context and let's look at the situation at hand. I mean, it was incredibly loud at the time when the 10-second bell went off, the 10-second warning. So it's very plausible that Pat Russell did think that was the final.
Yeah, you're right. It was incredibly loud because the punch landed at what, the 23, 24-second mark. And Vargas was still throwing punches throughout that entire time, so the crowd was buzzing. And then even me, when I heard the 10-second clap, I was like, wait, is that the bell or the 10-second clap? And mind you, I have view of the 10-second clapper. So even I was confused as to what was going on. Like, wait, was that the 10-second or was that the end of the fight?
You know,
Russell made a human error. That's all it was. But still, man, that's what Vargas is stuck on. That's what Vargas and his team are just completely stuck on, and that's what they're going to keep preaching, and that's what they're going to keep going to the WBO to. And I honestly don't think the politics are going to take over, but who knows?
I hope not. Bradley, Tim Bradley still had his faculties about him. He still was covering up. He still knew to hold. And when the fight was waved off, he was looking around, thinking, "What the fuck's happened here?" You know what I mean? He still had his faculties about him. If he was out on his feet doing the Zab Judah dance, then I could understand. But there's just no argument to it. There's no argument to this at all. Tim Bradley won. Let's move on.
Listen, we don't even need to worry about it because Vargas isn't on the level of a Pacquiao or anybody like that, so it wouldn't even matter. Nobody's going to make a stink about Vargas, believe me.
Well, all I got to say is it was a great night. Thank you, Ness, the Boxing Voice, obviously, for allowing me to cover this fight for you guys. I hope whoever caught the Periscoping enjoyed it and loved it. I tried my best. Don't worry, when it comes to periscoping, I hope to get it down for when it comes to Herrera Lundy. I'll have more videos then too.
Yeah, that's right. Fernando's going to be at Herrera Lundy. Interesting fight. People definitely, they didn't enjoy Lundy's interview, man. They said he sounded like a dick. That's crazy. I mean, now confidence is arrogance. I don't get it, man.
I like Lundy, man.
Me too, man. I think Lundy's a hard worker, and like I said in the last show, you know, he's done it on his own, man. He really has.
People, man. He's good people.
He's done it on his own. So I'm getting word from Gina that Devin is not replying to the text, and he's gone to voicemail twice. So I told you, man, he's extremely busy. He probably overbooked or double booked.
Or tired.
Huh?
Or tired.
Or tired, you know.
I read the timeline. He had 10 meetings today. That's a lot of meetings. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, that's what I told people. You know, he did have 10 interviews scheduled, and, you know, we are asking him to stay up at 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday, probably with his girl, whatever. Let's move on. We're going to take some of these calls because we've got to all the fights. Actually, there's some big news on the table that I want to talk to Beeb. I'm sure he's going to be very excited, and his Stewart as well. A purse bid has been ordered for Vladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury. With the time ticking, the WBA on Friday ordered a purse bid for the fight to take place on July 6th at the organization offices in Panama City. The order could spur the parties to make a deal before the deadline. If they don't, obviously the purse bid will be held. Klitschko, as the reigning champion, is entitled to 80% of the winning purse bid.
Wow.
With Fury getting the remaining 20%. Wow. Now, Fury is with Hennessy Promotions, right? Mick Hennessy. Do they have the wallet to take this from K2?
Well, it'll be Frank Warren, because he's with Box Nation as well. It's a dual promotion, and Frank Warren will be the one doing the bids on that. And I think Frank Warren has told Klitschko that he can, if he comes to England, it'll be a big stadium fight on pay-per-view. So, you know, I've heard Klitschko's interested, but who knows? I mean, Klitschko lost the purse bid to the Russian Povetkin, didn't he? But for about $21 million. So I don't think they're going to pay that. But the fight's definitely going to happen, and that's what we want to see. Tyson Fury in there with Klitschko. Klitschko won't. I mean, you got to give credit to Klitschko. He just don't duck anybody, does he?
No, he's getting in there with the best heavyweight in the world. I can't believe it.
Yeah, unfortunately for Tyson Fury, it's going to show that he's nowhere near this level.
I know he's above it. He's above it. You're right.
Fury is a better mover than Vladimir.
Better inside fighter. He's physically stronger.
I don't know about physically stronger, and you might just be right on that inside fighting, since we haven't seen Vladimir ever inside fight. Because
I want to see Vladimir hold him. I want to see Vladimir try and hold the big 6'9",
hey, listen,
250-pound beast.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right, because I'm tired of Vladimir already, but he's just that dominant. Before we take it out to the streets, we're going to touch on these upcoming fights, or we should leave that for the end of the show. It's nothing overwhelmingly...
You blew through this itinerary, Ness. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You know, I do it for Matt, man. He does a lot of work. There's a lot of people that make up the Boxing Voice, man. The thank yous need to be spread around very handsomely. You know, Gina is doing a marvelous job, obviously. I don't even think life would be good without Gina at this point. I don't want her ever to go. Anthony and Mario did an excellent event. They were at the Gilberto Ramirez fight yesterday. Interviews are up on the YouTube channel. I just got to press public, which I will be doing shortly, but they're all up. Fernando's, Mario's. Mario did an excellent job. He was also on Periscope. Dude lost a lot of weight. Now he's coming on the show with tank tops. Everybody's getting in shape. I might have to get in shape. I mean, I feel good. Seth seen me yesterday for the first time in a long time. He's like, damn, you look skinny. And I'm like, hey, man, the camera adds a couple of pounds, you know. But let's get out to these phone calls, man. We got a lot of people out there. Remember, guys, number 646-478-3068. Press 1 if you want to talk. We don't know that you want to talk unless you press 1. And also, shout out to Nikki Starks on the check-in on the email. He thought that Timothy Bradley was the star of the night for not going down as well. So, Nikki Starks, thank you for checking in. And I'm going to go ahead and take this first call. 559, you're up. Who's this?
Yo, what's going on, man? Jay.
Talk to us, brother.
All right, man. For the Tim Bradley fight,
I agree. It's been overblown. Vargas only had 7 seconds, and like when he did hurt Bradley, it was with 28 seconds. He didn't land one meaningful punch from 28 to 7 seconds, right? And when the fight was stopped, Bradley was clinching. Bradley's right. Bradley's like, yo, I was good. I blocked all the punches and I grabbed him. And he's like, if the ref would have continued it, I would have just grabbed him again. But here's the problem with you guys. You guys say, no, he's not boxing enough. But the funny part is, in the 12th round, he was actually moving more than he did in the rest of the 11 rounds, and that's the round he got caught. I just think he got lazy with that punch, man. If you see that when he just threw that jab out, Vargas timed him perfectly, and Vargas isn't a big puncher, man. Fern was right. What if Thurman hits him with that shot? Brooke, even Porter, like, this guy's he's gonna get hurt soon, man. And since he's been at welterweight, he hasn't been boxing as much. And I just don't think he has the power to hold these guys off, man. That's why he's not boxing. He has to go all out. Look, if you look at the guys he's fought, the one guy he did outbox is Marquez. Is Marquez a welterweight? He's not a big welterweight by any means. I would love to see this guy fight Brooke and Thurman. I favor those two over Bradley. Now, Aram said that Bradley deserves a Mayweather fight. And if you want to go off resume, he does. He's a most worthy challenger out there, a lot better than Berto and whoever he said, Mayfield. But how do you guys see that working out? You guys think that they'll work it out again? And I just can't see Showtime being co-promotion with the HBO. So will HBO let Bradley go out for that fight? How's that going to work?
No, it's going to be the same situation as Pacquiao and Mayweather.
It won't, though, man.
Why won't it?
I don't think so. What's that?
Why won't it? He's got a contract with HBO. His fights are on HBO. They've been on HBO forever. You think they're just going to let him walk across the street?
I'm saying Showtime's not going to allow that shit, man. Look how long it took to make that Mayweather-Pacquiao fight.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In order to make it, the networks would have to work together again. Showtime's not going to lose Floyd for Tim, and Tim ain't going to be able to go across. I doubt that HBO's going to be like, all right, go make your money. We're okay with it. I don't think so.
Yo, but does Bradley have exclusive contract with HBO, though? Or is it just with Top Rank?
I would assume so. Unlike Robbie, I would assume so based on the fact that all his fights have been on HBO since signing the Top Rank.
Yeah, but that's just because Top Rank only fights on HBO, right?
Yeah, but HBO is invested in the fighter, dude. Like the same way Golovkin. You think Golovkin is on a fight by fight, or they say they got him for 4 fights? Remember, we had Bradley on here not too long ago. Hold on, we had Bradley on here not too long ago, and he made it clear that his contract with Top Rank isn't over, so he ain't gonna be able to go nowhere else because Top Rank is exclusive with HBO.
Right, so I don't see that fight happening, and then it's unfortunate because he can't fight Porter, he can't fight Thurman. The reason he's fighting Vargas, Chavez is because who does Top Rank have a welterweight, right?
Hey man, listen, I remember a year ago where you guys were calling me all types of names. I was getting called all types of names, and Beeb was making a running joke of me at show after show when I said that. It's only a matter of time. The well is drying.
I thought about that too, but can he fight?
Boxers are not stupid. They're not going to keep seeing guys like Adrian Broner. I mean, Sean Porter made $1.5 million. Bradley man, come on.
You proved me wrong on that, man. I gotta.
Yo, but can Bradley fight someone in the Golden Boy camp?
Yeah,
that's just
Saddam Ali. But that's the thing for Bradley. That's why Bradley is saying Cotto Triple G, because there's no money in a Saddam Ali fight. There's no money in a Vargas fight. He's gonna have to put his ass out there, jump up a bunch of weight classes just to make a little bit of money, and look what happens. He's gonna guy like what if they dangle a carrot in front of Bradley and then he's like, yeah, I'll take the Triple G fight. I mean, could you imagine that? That would be insane. Why is he saying that? Why is he saying he want to fight Triple G?
Can't have that happen.
I don't know. Listen, 559. Thank you for calling in, but I'm gonna get you some other callers. You did pick Bradley, right? Oh, he's gone. Need to give out some crow, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too many guys out there.
Oh shit.
Let's see here. We got 623. You're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
If I don't kill him after, so I'm
Whoa. Let's be clear. Let's be clear that I'm not talking about killing absolutely nobody. But well, I mean, hey, you can hit him with it bad. I mean, there's a lot you can do. You ain't got to let him get that off. You can put him in a chokehold the minute he thought the fight was over, and you just put him in a chokehold and you sleep him.
Okay, I got you. Well, I agree with last night's fight. I agree with B when he was talking about Tim Bradley. I think Tim Bradley has a lot of skills, and I think he needs to know how to use that aggressiveness in spurts instead of fighting. Because sometimes I think when Tim Bradley says to his head, "I'm going to fight this way," he doesn't make any adjustments during the fight. Like, to me, he just goes out fighting that same way. And I think he's skilled enough where he can fight like that in spurts, doing it around, and then box the guy. Because he didn't need to get hit by that shot that Vargas hit him with. And I think if he would have fought, like you guys were saying, Thurman or anybody else, Brook, anybody bigger than him, he would have landed a shot like that, they would have ended it. But Vargas wasn't going to beat Bradley, no way. He wasn't. Bradley would have held on. Even if Bradley would have took a knee, he could have took a knee and ran a timeout. So that's all bullshit. And then regarding the last thing I said about Valdez, I think we all need all the guys that are coming up, guys like Spence and Valdez, we got to pump the brakes on these guys. The reason for that is none of them are showing us something that we all haven't seen. I'm assuming everybody here is over 25 years of age. No, what are they doing? Outside of Pacquiao and Mayweather, those two are the last two fighters that are bringing something, that brought something completely different. They brought their own style, completely something different. Everybody else is it's a throwback to somebody else. So we shouldn't be too hyping up guys until they beat somebody, because we don't know, because they're just a throwback. They're not doing anything different. And just a question for you guys. I know you guys said that Tim Bradley can't fight a lot of the Heyman guys. Do you think it'd even be worse if he fought a guy like maybe like Chris Algieri? Because that seems like that's a makeable fight.
That is actually a makeable fight. That's Banner Promotions and Joe DeGuardia. They both have some sort of stake in Algieri. But remember, Algieri was, insinuating that the grass was greener on the PBC side. He liked the fight with Khan, and there's a possible signing on the horizon. I believe that it may be done already. I mean, look, man, by accident, Bermain Stavern told me he's signing. It's like I told you guys a year ago. No one is going to sit around doing the same labor for a lower price when they see that there's more fame and more financial gain across the street. It's just that simple. But listen, 623, I gotta go. But thank you for calling in as always, brother. Without you guys, there is no show, obviously. Remember, if you guys are listening on YouTube, please press the thumbs up button. It'll help us share the show, get a bunch of people to, possibly subscribe. Listen, man, I mean, we're a hard-working little boxing community here, and we need to get some subscribers, man. So hit that thumbs up button, share it if you got any social media, and, help us out, man. Help us out. We don't ask for much. The occasional, share or review here on iTunes or on Stitcher. On TuneIn, man, I didn't even know how popular we were on TuneIn. There's over like 1,000, 1.4, I think it is, like 1,400 on TuneIn, man. So, thank everybody that downloads the TuneIn app and listens there. I'm trying to get us on iHeartRadio, so just in case you have that feature on your car. You can listen to us on the go on iHeartRadio. And we want to also encourage you to definitely use Throwdown Fantasy Boxing. Definitely a good way to test your knowledge, earn some cash, keep score live. It's a good place to go, man. So definitely check that out. 503, you're live. Who's this?
Hey, what up, man? This is Josue from Oregon.
Josue, what up?
What up, Ness? What's up, B? What's up, guys? What's up, everybody?
What's going on, man?
Before I need Crow because I picked Vargas for a unanimous decision.
But you didn't mean it, right? You was just joking, right?
No. I
He
meant
meant
it.
it.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna pull up the upset. I thought, out with the old, in with the new. I thought they were gonna feed Vargas to Pacquiao after the fight.
But wait,
it didn't happen.
I think you were the guy that I gave like 3 portions of crow to beforehand. I financed it to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah,
I got to give you some more then, buddy.
Yeah, I got it. I'm stuffed, man. I'm stuffed with this crow, man. I need a win. Next week. But hey, yeah, I just wanted to comment about the fight. I thought, Bradley looked crazy. I thought, he came to fight. He wanted to prove, that he's still in the game. He wanted to prove that, he's not done with in the sport of boxing. That jab was looking fucking good, man. Bradley's jab was so good. He was not missing with that jab or that right hand. Man, Vargas looked just beaten. Like, he looked beaten. Like, I would say after the 4th round, he knew in his head, like, he was like, damn, I'm not going to get the decision. Like, I'm done, man. Like, he was getting beat up. Like, damn. But, yeah, man, I don't have much to say, but, Bradley looked good. I would like to see Bradley move on. I don't want to see a rematch. It doesn't merit a rematch. There's that flaw about the last 10 seconds where, the referee stepped in. But, I mean, shit, dude, I guess that's just a human error. I hope he does retire. I always thought that for, like, referees or judges, they need to be under 50 years of age. Like, I think after they're 50, I think they're getting, they're out of their prime, just like boxers. When, they get older, they just start losing it. They just, they're not the same anymore. But yeah, I don't think Vargas deserves a rematch. I think I would like to see Bradley. Let's say I want to see him fight Keith Thurman. I know that's probably not going to happen, but I'd like to see him get in the ring with maybe Sean Porter. Him, because he just got a big win too. And I don't know, man, but I don't know. I like Bradley, man. He made me a bigger fan of him yesterday. So, but that's all I got, man. Thanks for having me on this.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. I want to remind everybody about those iTunes reviews, man. We need to get those things, back as frequent as possible. I want to be reading reviews every week, man. It's the least the least you guys could do. That's all we really ask is, spread the word, man. Help us get the word out there. 310, you're live. Who's this?
Hold on. Hey, this is JP in Long Beach, man.
What's going on,
hey,
JP?
Guys, yeah. Oh, man, glad to be back on. Haven't been able to catch up with y'all for a minute. But, yeah, I was at the fight yesterday, dude. And Valdez, I wasn't overly impressed. First thing I noticed about him is that his lead right hand was his best attribute. And I thought the other guy was like more physically strong than him, but he was just able to maneuver him, and he had some good lateral movement to the kid too. What was surprising about him, not like a traditional Mexican fighter, is that he had some really fast feet on him, if you ask me. And then actually on the undercard there, I don't know if you guys are aware of this kid. It was a guy named, I don't even know his real name. His in-ring name is T Nice. You guys ever heard of him?
No.
P Nice, who's that?
No, T Nice. T Nice, well, this guy was on the undercard. I mean, and he dropped the kid like at the bell in the 6th round. He was pretty nice, so you guys, just something to look out for. As far as Bradley, another interesting thing about being at the fight was that the crowd was like more of a pro Bradley crowd, I would say, even though it was mostly Mexican. You know what I mean? It was some Vargas chants in there, but I would have to say that the crowd was more pro Bradley. As far as the fight goes, I would say the caller that said, when Bradley came out of the roughhouse style is when he got caught. Now, so we're watching the fight. Vargas tries to match physicality, tries to match the physical with Bradley in the first initial round. Vargas was able to keep him off of him because he had the jab going early rounds, say through one through 4. But Bradley kind of stuck to the roughhousing tactic. What I compared him to with some guys around me, the guys like Marvin Hagler without power. You know what I mean? He just in there kind of dipping that head and throwing those hooks and things like that. He was able to wear Vargas down. And then that's when by about the 7th, 8th rounds, I'm in the crowd talking shit drunk. I'm like, yeah, you know, man, Vargas out here going out like a little bitch right now. Everybody, it was like it was done. It was a wrap. It was like my count. I had it about the 9th round. I knew Vargas needed a knockout. I had it about 7-2 at that point. And you know, as we went on, it was like it started to be a bit of a sleeper. You're just kind of watching Bradley shut this guy out and beat him up, basically. Not necessarily land great shots, just beat him up. You know what I mean? And Vargas just couldn't match the physicality, is what you've seen in the stand. And then, you know, the shot there, it was, you know, everybody did stand up and shit. It was crazy, but you still didn't feel like Bradley was going to get knocked out. And plus, even if he had dropped him, you know he was going to beat the 8 count. You know, he was going to beat 10. That's for sure. So it was a rout. And, you know, a lot of people who were going for Vargas were happy that, you know, hey, the guy just pulled this shit out. They didn't even care that it would have been bullshit. My thought when I seen it happen, I was like, oh, they want to line this guy up for Pacquiao. When Pacquiao comes out, they can line him up soft and have him turn this guy into fish food or some shit. You know what I mean? But that's all that would have happened. But other than that, man, it was a great night of fighting, man, and just a great venue to be at there at the Sub Hub. You guys have a good one. Thanks.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. 407, you're up.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up?
All right, man. How y'all doing, man? Hey, man, Ness, man, you've been ducking and dodging me, man, the past 2 weeks. I was trying to get on there where you had Ken Porter on there, man. I'm a big supporter of the Porter family, though, man. Big supporter, man. I love everything that they do. I just hope that this Ken Porter even WWE villain that he had going on for this fight doesn't stick around. And I hope that Sean grabs a little bit of that spotlight back, because I think he's going to need it just to get more fans in. But they got the athletic work down, so that's the easy part. Just got to sell tickets now. But to this Tim Bradley fight, I feel sad for Tim Bradley, man. He's the only guy that I know that can win a fight, and then it's more controversy after he wins the fight than it is for the controversy of him actually going out there, what happened in the fight. Like, the referee thing, like, that happened with 7 seconds left. This man, he stopped twice in a protocol fight, like in the last round, like he took two knees, if I'm not mistaken. I think like he ain't a smart enough fighter that he would have took a knee and been able to draw off the fight. Also, too, you say you saw the Showbox on Friday night?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm gonna come right back to you because we actually just got Devin on, so I got to look for him in the queue. All right, buddy? I won't forget you, man. Don't hang up. I won't forget you. Beeb, you listening?
Yes, I am, sir.
Don't let me forget 407, Robbie and Beeb. Let me find
407. Okay, I got you.
Okay, here we go. Devin Alexander, how you doing, brother? Devin? Gina?
This is Devin.
Devin, what's going on?
What's going on, my man?
Just happy you took the time out of your busy schedule to give us this opportunity to interview you. You, as you said yourself on Twitter yesterday, you're a bit of a hot commodity. After your statements, you're a very popular man.
Like I said in my tweet, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, I mean, I believe that all publicity is good publicity because, you know, we can use it as an opportunity to get you on and actually get your take on both things because I'm actually very excited about the possibility of a fight between you and Diego Chavez. I know that the purse bid happens here in New Jersey on Thursday with the IBF, and I'm sure that you're happy that that takes place, which gives you an opportunity to line you up for another big title shot.
Definitely. I'm always looking for the next big thing, next big shot, next big chapter in my career, man. And, you know, it's been a roller coaster, but we're going to be right back in the mix, right back with the title. So I'm excited.
Is it a little bit frustrating to you that boxing fans are a bit fickle? I mean, you know, you have to be a pretty hardcore fan to know how extensive your resume is, both in 140 and 147 pounds. Like Marcos Maidana if you just started watching boxing 2 years ago, he's a hot commodity. But this is a guy that you beat a long time ago. You know, guys like Kotelnik, you fought a long time ago. You were a champion a long time ago at 140 pounds. But, you know, moving up to 147, you had a couple of losses. Feels like guys forgot about you a little bit. Do you feel that?
Well, yes and no. You know, again, I had success at a young age. You know, people think I'm older than what I am. I just turned 28. So people think I'm way older. You know, I've been champion 3 times. People keep saying 2-time champion. I'm 3-time champion. IBF 2 times and WBC 1 time. So I just got to roll with the punches. You know, with the Medina situation, he had the right fight at the right moment, and it blew him right up to the Mayweather fight. You know, my time will come. You know, I'm patient. I've worked hard this long. You know, I waited this long to get to the top. So it's no rush. I'm still learning the game. I'm constantly learning. They say when you stop learning, you might as well give up boxing because there's always something to learn. So I'm just going to continue to learn and continue to get better and better and learn from each situation.
Now, Devin, when you saw Amir Khan and Chris Algieri, were you saying to yourself, I wish that Amir Khan showed up when he fought me?
Well, the thing is, it was all about me. It wasn't. My losses is about what I didn't do. It's something that, you know, I didn't put forward my game plan. I didn't follow the game plan to the T. Anytime I don't follow the game plan, that's what happens. You know, I blame all my losses on myself, and, you know, I take fully responsibility for that. But nobody have actually or can say they whoop my ass. You know, I'm not getting pulverized when my losses. I mean, my losses are something that comes from me not doing something that I know I'm good at. You know, and you see the result of that. So I'm gonna get back to it. We back to square one, and we're gonna continue to get better. You're gonna see what I'm talking about when I fight next. So just get prepared.
Now, when you saw Marcos Maidana in there with Floyd Mayweather, giving him 2 pretty good fights, a guy who you beat handily, did you say to yourself, wow, man, that could have been me in there? You know, this is a guy that I beat handily, and now Mayweather's kind of struggling with this now. How did you feel after seeing that?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, I was like, man, I handled him pretty easy. I mean, he probably won 1 round, if that, you know, and it was kind of upsetting because, I mean, this guy already gets shut out and he gets two times to fight Mayweather. So, like I said, he was at the right time, the right fight at the right moment, and he got the opportunity, you know, and you can't get mad at him. I'm not mad at him. It was just his time, and I respect that.
Devin, since you guys are talking Mayweather and the sweepstakes and getting it, and, you know, you being upset that, you know, a guy that you beat was able to get it, what's the big hoopla about fighting Mayweather anyway? He's not paying guys the way that, you know, a Canelo or a Pacquiao's paying guys.
That's what I'm hearing too. I mean, like if you hear my interviews, it sounds like I'm just straight calling Mayweather out time after time. No, I'm not chasing like, you know, American. Every time I talk, I'm on Floyd. No, if the Floyd fight happened, okay, but I'm not chasing nobody. You know, if he wants to fight, that's good. If he don't, go on to the next one. Because what are you chasing a man for? You don't chase nobody. Just if he wants to fight, he's gonna fight. If not, go to somebody else. I'm not gonna keep no man in my mouth just for, you know, a payday or a fight or whatever. I just can't do it.
Now, do you really believe that?
And I'm hearing, you know, and I'm hearing that he only pays him 1.5 or 2 point some
Well, Victor Ortiz.
That's ludicrous.
Victor Ortiz got 2.5. No, Victor Ortiz got 2.5. Robert Guerrero got 3. Marcos Maidana got 1.5. Allegedly, he was also given one, like over $1 million for the glove situation. Allegedly, they ain't gonna never let that slip. The only one that got paid a lot was Cotto.
Now, I mean, do you think Floyd is?
That's pretty crazy for the amount of publicity, amount of just the whole situation from the gate, from everything. That is very shocking to me, in my opinion. People will say it's about the publicity, but that's a big loss in my opinion, because you find a guy who's at the top of the boxing game, and when you do fight him, it's supposed to be worth it. You're supposed to be financially okay because you are fighting the top. It ain't like, he gets it all and he's just happy about fighting Floyd or whatever. My team wouldn't do that.
Now, do you believe Floyd when he says he's going to vacate all of his titles, and are you anxious to fight for one of those titles, hoping that he will vacate all of them?
Well, you can't believe in that. I don't read nothing too much into what Floyd say anyway. He says a lot of things, and if it happened, it happened. That's good, but you just can't read too much into it because he's all over the board. You hear one time he's fighting this person one time, but he's in tour with this person next. So you just don't know. So I don't read too much into it.
Now, we've seen Diego Chavez, a guy who you may be fighting next. I'm not sure if that's set in stone yet. But we've seen him in fights with Brandon Rios. We've seen him in other fights where kind of fights rough and he has some questionable tactics. We've seen Timothy Bradley fight you in a similar fashion with roughhouse tactics. Do you see similarities in the two, and are you concerned with any of those roughhouse tactics that could possibly happen if you fight a Diego Chavez?
Well, again, this is boxing. Anything can happen. I done learned a lot since fighting Bradley. This is boxing. Headbutt's going to happen. Elbow's going to happen. A lot of things going to happen. So you got to be prepared for that. Mentally, physically, you got to be prepared for that. Everybody's style is different, so you got to prepare for that style. If I'm going to fight Chavez, that's just what we prepare for. But I done fought guys a lot of guys with rough tactics, and you just got to be prepared for it. He's going to come game. He's a come forward type of fighter, and he has some skills. His skills doesn't lack, but we'll be ready for him.
I want to ask you one last question.
If he was to fight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to ask you one last question about a guy who you're pretty close with, Adrian Broner. Just lost to Sean Porter. Do you think that he may have to go down to 140? What do you think of what he should do next, and do you think that 147 is a good weight for him?
Well, I can't speak too much about that situation because I don't know what's going on, what's what, because I'm not the loop with him. That is my boy. We grew up together, and we're tight, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. That wasn't the twin that I know who fought. So I'll have to talk to him and see where his head's at. But that's how Porter fights. That's the style he fights. And somehow you gotta try to find a way to get away from that rhythm and fight him smartly. And if you don't do that, he's gonna be a pain in the butt. So, but I gotta talk to Twin and see what happened. But it was a damn good fight. It was a damn good fight.
Okay.
Well, Devin, we obviously got to touch on your tweets, and I want to ask, were they based off religious beliefs?
Well, kind of both. kind of both. I'm a man who believes in God. I believe in God, and I'm a firm believer that, you know, God is real. And I believe in principle. And I do believe that some things should not happen because it's self-explanatory, you know. So, but you know, the more graphic tweets came from a guy who was just, you know, saying really negative things towards some things, and you know, you just lay back. People talk trash all the time, you know. So you just lay back. But he got too disrespectful. So I had to say some things, and you know, and that's what it was.
Now, how's the feedback been for you? Because, like I said, I've seen a lot of those tweets get, you know, upwards of 300 retweets, and you yourself even said, "Man, I didn't know that there was this many of you people here." Were you shocked at what, you know, simply your thoughts? Because that's what people get. I think people forget the social media is an extensions of ourself at this point, and sometimes we take to our social media and we say the first thing that's on our mind, not necessarily thinking how it's going to affect the world, but you being a celebrity, you're out there. So, you know, how was it when you had put it out there and it came back to you?
Well, I mean, it was a tweet, like you said, and you know, some things do come the wrong way, could be the wrong way. Some things could be said, you know, amongst friends instead of in the public because you might offend some people. But they gotta accept that everybody's not going to agree with what just happened, with what's going on. And I see that's a problem with their side also, because they don't. Anytime somebody speaks against it, they're a homophobe. Anybody speak against it, they against gays, and they speak in hatred and all that, and that's their position on it, and that's not true. We just have certain beliefs that we believe in, and they don't like to accept it. But like I said in my tweets, I know a couple gay people. I got gay friends that, you know, I speak to and that I talk to, and you know, they laughed about it. They laughed about the tweets and wasn't offended at all. But you know, some people just couldn't take it, I guess.
Well, one of my favorites was Adam and Eve. Steve was supposed to be with the other woman. I mean, look, you know, I was raised Christian, so obviously reading the Bible, you know, you're told a certain thing. To me, you know, it doesn't apply. Let it fly. You know, to each his own. Whoever you want to love, you love. It's not a big deal to me. I'm just happy to have Devin Alexander on, and the fact that, you know, this purse bid is actually going to take place. Are you looking at it one step at a time, like first is Chavez, or are you looking at the bigger picture, which is Kell Brook, and the fact that, you know, he defeated someone that defeated you? There's just so much in that storyline if you can get to a Kell Brook for your career.
Well, they'll be lying to say if you're not looking at the big picture. Of course, we're looking at the big picture, which is a title, which I can become, you know, 4-time champion of the world, 4 times, and that will be incredible. You know, I think that'll be the first time that has happened in St. Louis. So, you know, I'm focused. Of course, I'm focused on Chavez, and I'm focused on just beating him. If we was to fight him, beating him conventionally, and working to get to Kell Brook, which is a big fight, and get my title back.
Now, Devin, I want to ask you a little bit about Adrian Broner, because I know that Kevin Cunningham, your trainer, he's always, you know, been with that camp. You know, he goes to different fights. Barry and Mike Stafford and Kevin all have a good relationship. So obviously he's watched Broner. We've seen him suffer that loss versus Sean Porter. What were your thoughts on that fight before and after?
The Broner fight?
Yeah, the Broner Porter.
Well, I talked to my coach too. I said he has to use his legs. Twin's gonna have to use his legs because he know and I know how I fought Porter before, and you know I didn't do what I was supposed to do in that fight. So I told Twin he has to use his legs. You have to offset his rushing in, his brawling tactics. You know, he's not going to use too much finesse. He's not going to use too much of what you used to. You know, he throws you off with because he doesn't have that, you know, finesse that you used to seeing in the boxing ring. You know, so it's different. So you got to use your legs and you got to be smart because he's gonna come. He's gonna come all night. So you gotta be smart and you gotta be willing to to expect all things coming at you because he's gonna rush in. He's gonna do it all to win. So, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, he's good at what he does, and you just gotta be able to be prepared for that. And I told Kevin, I told my coach to tell Twin that, and you know, I was hoping that he did it.
Hey Devin, I have a question for you real quick. I hear a lot of outsider, not people watching the fight saying, "Oh, what he should have done, what he should have done." Do you think that the fighter is not doing what he was supposed to do because he just can't? The opponent is not letting him do it. Is that even possible? Follow what I'm saying?
That's possible. That's definitely. Porter he's not a normal come forward type of fighter. He's gonna come. If he's coming in, he's gonna come in fast. He's gonna come in strong. Porter can't fight. He can't fight on the outside. He has to be on the inside. If you keep Porter on the outside, then he's at a disadvantage. But if he gets on the inside, he's gonna bully you and he's gonna do whatever you want to do. So that's why he was wanting to get in close with, you know, Broner and just rough him up and do whatever he does on the inside.
So everything.
The certain styles can prevent you from doing your game plan, of course.
Right. And you also, I know you guys mentioned Floyd a little earlier. You are one of the first people that say Floyd avoids black, slick fighters. Do you think Khan thinks he's slick and that's why he is being avoided? Or do you think Khan is even a slick fighter?
Say it again.
I said you were one of the first fighters to mention, well, at least that I heard, to mention that Floyd is avoiding black style slick fighters. Do you think Khan is a slick fighter and he thinks that's why he has a better chance against Floyd Mayweather versus the Spanish style fighters?
Well, the reason why I said that is because it's a true statement. It's a very true statement. And in my opinion, Floyd's not trying to think too hard anymore. He's not trying to have no tough fights anymore. He wants to fight, you know, somebody he knows he's going to be able to counter. He's going to fight somebody he knows is going to stay right there, not do too much movement, and he's going to fight, and he's going to be right there for Floyd to hit him. I don't think Floyd wants to, you know, him fighting Pacquiao, it was just too much pressure on him not to, so he went on to fought him. But if Floyd had to choose, in my opinion, he would not fight nobody who poses a threat. He want to fight somebody slow. He want to fight somebody who's come forward and no thinking in the ring, and all that thinking he don't want to do. He just want to get by,
get paid,
fight some slow fighter, and that's it. And you know, Khan could give him problems because Khan is got speed and he's lanky, and you know he could possibly beat him. So I'm not surprised if Floyd don't want to fight him
because of the slickness.
Now, Devin, you haven't fought. You haven't fought in your hometown in a while, and we've been seeing lately PBC fighters get into, you know, headline in their hometown. We've seen Adrian Broner do it. We've seen now Deontay Wilder, and Thurman is going to have his opportunity. Obviously, You know, Paulie has had his opportunity. Has there been any talks with you bringing a fight back to the Lou and headlining out there? You know, because you always sold a lot of tickets. I never understood why you didn't continue to fight in your hometown.
Well, it has been talks about it, and we wanted to make it big when we come back home, because St. Louis is definitely itching, like, what happened? We not good enough, or what has happened? You ain't been there, you ain't fought in a long time. But, you know, I definitely got to get known in other cities, and that's what the reason why we haven't fought at home. And, you know, I got to go where, you know, the promoter or where the biggest, you know, avenue or the attraction is going to be. So, but I'm definitely looking to come back home soon, hopefully this year sometime or early next year. So we'll see. But when I do come back, St. Louis always comes out, like you said, and they're going to support me. They've been supporting me since I was an amateur, so they ready.
Now, how's this PBC thing working? Are you officially a PBC fighter? When do you make your debut? How's it work for you? Do you even know if you're going to be on PBC?
Yeah, I am on PBC, and we'll be making our debut very, very soon. Just keep tuned. We're working on it now, and we're going to see what happens. There's always, people don't know how much goes on before the fight happens, or before you even get a fight signed. You know, it's just so much. You know, teams or, you know, pulling, trying to get the most for their fighter, and the other side trying to get the most for their fighter. So it's a lot that goes on, you know, that people don't see. So it takes time, but it's going to happen. You guys going to get a day real soon.
Devin, real quick, I'm a casual fan, and I'm glad you brought that up. People don't know what happens before the fight. I always wanted to know what happens when, like, for example, right now the Diego Chavez fight was brought up to your attention. Who calls you? A lawyer? Your management? Who calls your management? How does that go about into your head and into your office?
Okay, you saying
as far as like when a fight like right now, the Diego Chavez fight is a possibility. How does that happen? You said no one knows. I'm a casual fan. I don't know. I always wondered how a fight gets presented to the fighter. You know, sometimes you hear like names are brought to their attention and they choose a name, but how does it really work? Your lawyer calls you, your management calls you. How does that?
The promoter, he has a fight in mind that he said will be good, and then he will call my team, which is my manager, which is Kevin, and you know, Kevin goes over it and he talks to me and see what we think about it, and if, you know, we say it's a go, then their team says it goes, then we go ahead and get the litigation and stuff out the way, and you know, if everybody agrees to the terms, then we can get it on. So, you know, they seeing, you know, contracts of both parties, and you know, you got to X some things out, X this out, and you know, send it back and redraft it, revise it, and all that stuff. And it's a lot, but you know, it's worth the wait. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, you get to fight at the end of the day, which is good.
A little more specific, right? If a name, like, what makes you decline an offer, even if it was a name brand? Like, what would turn you off to the fight? Like, say, if Mayweather offered you, would money turn you off, or would you just take it because it's an opportunity? Like, at what point do you say, nah, this is not even worth it?
It would depend on the situation. It would depend on the situation.
Give us an example.
Like me personally, if me and Floyd was to fight, and he said, I'm offering you 1 point. I personally, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just fight somebody else, because it's, I mean, the risk for it is not even nothing. You know, I mean, what he's offering is, I already got paid that. So I wouldn't take that. I would not take that.
But what about the popularity and the fact?
Right.
What about the popularity and the fact that if you beat him, now you hold the negotiation power?
Well, yeah, and being that I'm 28 is no rush for me. That's where my head is too. There's no rush for me. I'm 28. Floyd on the way out, and for this PBC thing on NBC and CBS, they trying to build a new star. So I'm worried so much about that and being one of the faces of boxing, the next generation, and that's where my head is at. To be honest, if the fight was, if Floyd was offering me that little, I wouldn't take it. I just worry about being the face of boxing. That's where my head's at. And everybody's, you got 1,000 people who wants to fight Floyd, and I'm just not interested in being the 1,001.
Now, Devin, I know you said that you are a PBC fighter, but we haven't seen any promos for you up on the, they've been doing the Deontay Wilders, and everyone who's been on this has been getting a little bit of publicity even before their fights. Nothing. Have they called you to the studio or something to record something that we haven't seen yet?
Yeah. They're gonna roll out some stuff in just a second. I've been doing some shoots or whatever and stuff. I've been on vacation since the fight. Laying low. After a loss, you just want to just chill, lay back, reflect on what happened, and get some stuff straight and make sure your mind is straight and motivate yourself to get right back in there and do what you got to do so you can make it to where you want to be. And that's what's holding it. That's what's been holding up. And you're going to see everything. You're going to see a lot of it. And it's coming, my man.
Devin, we got one more. We don't want to take much of your time. I know you've been on for a while. Go ahead, Casual.
Devin, real quick, one last question since we brought up PBC. What's more valuable, fighting on national television channel on NBC or HBO? What gives you more of a bigger platform, do you think? For you?
It has to be NBC. It has to be.
Really?
HBO is not. It's a plus. It's like a privilege. If you can afford it, and then you can have it, But if you can't afford it, you got Channel 5. So that's what you look at. So 5 has always been our most viewers, had the most viewers. So
for boxing,
and you become a household name. And everybody gets to see you. Even they flick into the channel, they say, "Oh wow, boxing on," and everybody's gonna watch. NBC or CBS, for the news or whatever. So everybody's going to watch this. So I think, that Channel 5 and NBC and all that stuff is definitely a good thing. I think he got a winning with that.
Hey, Devin, I want to...
Most publicity.
Well, thank you very much, Devin. I hope you get that big fight. I'm interested in seeing it.
I appreciate that.
I want to thank you, obviously, for giving us the opportunity to interview you. If you have any social media you want to give out at this time so any of our listeners can follow you if they haven't done so already.
Oh, no doubt. You got my Twitter. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the Twitter is The Real Devin A. And we got Instagram, Alexander1. And on Facebook, you got my... Devin Alexander on there, so just you guys can just follow me on there. If you want to be disrespectful, I'm not going to answer. So just know I'm not going to answer. No more disrespectful stuff. I'm not going to answer because on social media, they feel like they can say anything, they can say whatever, and it's not going to be no consequences. So I'm just not going to respond to it anymore because that's crazy.
Man, we know what you mean, but this is the world of social media, man. Everyone thinks that because you're on social media, they could just say whatever they want to you. But it is their avenue to do so. Listen, speaking of saying whatever they want, I know we said last question, so I'm going to give you this one on the way out. Thurman's obviously been very vocal with all welterweights in the division, but, over the weekend out in Vegas, he definitely had your name in his mouth and saying that you weren't a true welterweight. and he would welcome a fight with you. Do you think you're going to need a few other fights before you head in that Keith Thurman direction?
If no, I can get another Keith Thurman next fight. This is for I've been fighting a long time, right? If I need to, I'm a professional. If I need to take 2 more fights to fight a top guy, this is not the sport for me. Something to happen. If I need to take, tune-ups and this and that, something's wrong. I don't have to. I mean, you're a professional, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to be trained for whoever, and I don't need no tune-up. Tune-up for what? What are you tuning up for? If you still who you say you is, fighting a bomb is not going to prove that. Fighting a bomb is not going to say, oh, Devin's back. That's not proving that. Proving something is coming back from a loss and be the top guy. That's what my thinking is. That's how I think. So I don't need no tune-up. I just fight Keith Thurman my next fight.
Well, thank you very much, Devin. Obviously, we appreciate it once again, man. We hope you have a good night, and we wish you the best. And hopefully Thursday things go right, man, and you get that Diego Chavez fight. That'll be an interesting one.
Yes.
Definitely. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, my man.
All right, brother.
Peace.
Gina, thank you again as well. The lovely Gina assisting us with that. A very much-needed interview with Devin Alexander. Didn't want to touch too much on that because, as much as you want to be all on the tabloids, this is a boxing show. We'll keep it boxing, which we did. We were supposed to get back to 401, right, Robbie? 407?
407.
All right, we're back with him.
All right, I'm here, man. All right, hey, 2 quick things. I don't know if he touched on this in the interview. I didn't hear him say this, but why the long layoff? And also, too, does he think that things going to happen with the purse bid? Because isn't Diego Chavez a top-ranked fighter?
Good point. He didn't mention that. I didn't even think about that.
Yes. Diego Chavez is a top-ranked fighter, but we all know in the past year when a Al Heyman fighter is in a purse bid, an Al Heyman fighter either wins that purse bid or pulls out of that purse bid. So this is a possibility. They have been doing purse bids on PBC. I'll remind you of the most recent is James DeGale versus Andre Dirrell. That was a purse bid for 3.1 or 3.3 million. Al Heyman paid to get that fight.
Mm-hmm. That was 3.1.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because I just remember the one with recently with Sean Porter and was it Timothy Bradley for the IBF welterweight.
Yeah, well, there was an alleged. There was supposed to be an alleged purse bid, right? But once Sean Porter decided to sign for a fight with Adrian Broner, he gets passed over, and the next eligible person becomes in line for that eliminator, which brings Devin up.
Nice. Also, too, you say you saw Friday night the show box. You were talking about Erickson Lubin.
That's right.
Yeah, we watched that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm from Orlando. I'm from 407's Orlando number, man, and I'm very excited about the kid, man. I know his fight on this one before. I don't know if you guys remember was on the I call it the PBC first show on ESPN because pretty much all those guys were all Heyman fighters, and that was announced. That was the first fight. This was the night before the NBC one, and he rocked the dude in that one. So I'm pretty excited just to see what he's gonna be able to do. Hey, Ness, are you going to the July 11th to Keith Thurman in Tampa?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm pretty positive I'm going to it.
Got you. Well, I'll see you there, man. I ain't gonna hold up the line. I know it's a lot of people under me, man. I got my tickets already, man. So I'll see you out there.
All right, brother. Well, thank you. I look forward to meeting all you guys, man. 409, you're up.
What up, JD?
Oh, we went to you, right?
Hell no.
We did?
Nah,
that was
yeah.
JP. That was JP. My bad. Go ahead.
Yo, I don't understand why everybody's saying that about Tim Bradley. Like, it's confusing to me. Like, do they want a person to box, it seems like when a person gives you a good show, and this is directed towards B, I heard him talking earlier. A person gives you a good show. I mean, he dominated. He got caught with one good punch, but he dominated the whole fight. And then it's like he got caught with one punch, and then it's like I don't know how much longer he can take this. Come on, man, stop it. I mean, I don't know. I just saw a good show. Bradley is clearly on another level to me, and I look forward to seeing him keep performing. You know, keep performing the same way he did. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to hear that response though. Like, what is it that he's doing wrong?
You want me to respond to that question?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is this. I thought he spent a little too much time in the pocket, and I thought his face got busted up a little bit too much. Didn't have to get busted up like that. He never used to get his face busted up like that early in his career. He didn't get it busted up like that against Pacquiao when he fought Pacquiao when he was moving in and out. And, you know, you're 100% correct. He won the fight hands down, but you can win every round and every round still be kind of a tough round. You know what I'm saying? You could win a round but still take punishment in that round that you didn't have to take. And, yeah, I mean, I'm not hard on him in terms of his performance because he did dominate the fight, but I thought he made it a little harder than it had to be. I thought that because his foot speed was so much greater than Jessie Vargas, because Jessie Vargas is not a quick guy on his feet, I thought he could have went in and out and not had to really let Jessie Vargas touch him at all. I'm not saying Jessie Vargas touched him a lot, but he was landing some pretty decent right hands on him that really Tim didn't have to get hit with if he was moving away, if he was moving out of the pocket. That's all I'm saying. So I think he's put this. Let me just finish this one point and I'll let you go. I think he's put this pressure on himself where he has to impress now because and after that Pacquiao fight, he put that pressure on himself that I have to impress. I have to go out there and put a whooping on somebody to win the fans over. And I think that that's not the case. I mean, it was a little different against Marquez because he was concerned about Marquez's punching power, but he really wasn't concerned about Jessie Vargas's punching power. So just because of that, he let himself be put into danger, which he didn't have to put himself into. He even said at the post-fight press conference, he only hit me when I let him hit me. So in other words, like, why let a guy hit you if you don't have to? That's my only point. I'm not saying it was a horrible performance. I just thought he made it a little bit more difficult than it had to be. That's all.
Okay, but I don't know. To me, I heard some other callers chiming in too, but it's like I'm confused because a lot of people say, you know, Mayweather's boring. You know, he has this certain style that's real boring, and then you know you got a guy like Tim Bradley that gives you action. You know. A lot of people say they like the Mexican style, which I don't consider this a Mexican style. I just, you know, it's just some fighters have that will. And while I'm talking about that, Tim Bradley reminds me, to me, Sean Porter is a watered down version of Tim Bradley. You know what I'm saying? It's like Tim Bradley can do the same exact thing Sean Porter does, but he can box better doing it. So, I don't know. That I didn't have too much, man. I just wanted to touch on that. I think that was a good performance by Bradley. You know, besides the fact he got caught, it was a whitewash, like I said in the prediction show.
Well, Tim Bradley himself.
Shout out Danny Jacobs.
I was gonna say Tim Bradley himself admitted that he has a Mexican style at times when he wants to use it. So, I mean. This show is a little bit different than other shows in terms of the hosts on this show, like myself, Ness, and James. We actually favor boxers. We don't favor the sluggers. So we have a different point of view than a lot of other people, and this is why this sport is very subjective because you're gonna have people call in and call fighters boring. That fighters that me and Ness and James and Robbie or what have you won't call boring. So that I mean. It's like Baskin Robbins, man. There's 99 flavors.
Beeb, I also favor boxers most of the time, so, you know.
That's what I just said.
Robbie, he said that. And had you listened, you wouldn't have cut him off.
Sorry.
Yeah, I said you favor boxers. But go ahead, my man. I'm sorry. Thanks for the call.
409, thank you for calling in. We're going to get to some other callers, obviously. I just want to note, man, you know, we give a lot of shit to Devin Alexander. Stewart especially. Stewart, you're still there. And we're going to take that Skype caller next. So, Scorsese, after Stewart, you're up. Stewart, you give a lot of shit to Devin Alexander, but he's only lost to Timothy Bradley, Amir Khan, and who else? Sean Porter?
Sean Porter.
Not too bad of a resume, man.
No, Devin Alexander's got a very good resume, and he's a very good fighter at 140. 147, he's atrocious. I mean, we have to be real here. I mean, you know, I like Devin Alexander. I mean, I've got to gain respect for him, even though his comment was very strange to me. You know, that he come out and he told everyone his beliefs, and it's fair play to him. I respect a man like that. But as a fighter, I mean, I just don't think he's big enough at 147, and I just don't. I can't see him beating any of the top guys. I mean, who would you say he beats? I mean, these up and coming guys look just far too strong for him.
Do you think that style-wise he would have a shot against Kell Brook, or you think Kell Brook would just run over him?
Oh man, Kell Brook would run over him.
Yeah. You know what I think the thing is with Devin Alexander? I think he looks good against certain styles, but I think a guy who comes at him and puts a lot of pressure on him would really cause him issues. I think he just doesn't like to fight an inside fight. I don't think he likes to be manhandled or pushed around in there. I don't think he likes a physical fight. And if you put a physical fight on him, then he's going to have issues. That's just the way it is. But I would like to see him.
It's a punching power as well. I mean, he doesn't have any at all. I mean, he's like Paulie Malignaggi. I mean, that's the punching power Devin's got.
Yeah.
And I just feel when you're at the world level, when you're fighting the top guys, you've got to have something in your punches to at least keep fighters off. And I've always said, if you haven't got any pop in your punches, then there's only so far you'll go. And that's the problem with Devin.
Yeah, I guess you do have to have enough power, especially in this welterweight division, to keep a guy honest. And for whatever reason, he just doesn't seem to have that pop. He had a little bit of decent pop at junior welterweight, but you know it's crazy because he actually can't make that weight anymore. For some, I just don't think the frame his frame has grown out of that basically because he's getting older now, and I just don't think he can make that division anymore. But he had some success at that division. I don't know, who does he beat? He did beat Maidana, who was a big puncher.
I mean, I watched the Maidana fight. He actually schooled Maidana. I mean, it was a 12-round schooling. But Maidana's a lot better fighter now, I think. And Devin, I mean, that was probably Devin's best win for me.
Yeah, I think that was his
I
best
agree with that. I do agree that was his best win. Let's get to this Skype call. He's been on there for a long, long time. Scorsese, what's up, brother?
Yeah, what up, man? Let me talk about Tim Bradley and Jessie Vargas first. In all fairness, man, like I'm not a Jessie Vargas fan. I'm not crazy about nothing he done last night, except for what everybody else is crazy about, the last shot. But crazy shit that happened in boxing, and for that fight to be stopped with 4 seconds, they officially stopped there 4 seconds. He hopped in front of him with 10 seconds left. I think he's gonna have to get a rematch there, man. Like I mean, regardless if I agree with it or not, I think it's just fairness. Because if Bradley would have got stopped, we would be saying shit like, "Hey, Bradley deserved a rematch. He owned the whole fight." So I just look at it as a fairness issue.
Yo, man, you talking about Vargas, man?
I know
Vargas. This ain't Curtis Stevens, Terry Arnold Johnson. This Vargas. He ain't got that power, man.
And this wasn't the Groves-Froch incident either, where Groves was dominating the fight and, it was prematurely stopped or anything. This was just a slight little error from the referee, 8 seconds to the end of the fight. And, and Jessie Vargas is hanging on to it. I mean, he's hanging on to it. and that's going to be his excuse.
And you know why? You know why? Because he look, I don't know if Stuart said no. He said about Alexander, right? Whatever. Well, Jessie Vargas was atrocious in my opinion. He did nothing, and we shouldn't reward a guy that did nothing. He knew this was his step up. It's Timothy Bradley, for God's sakes. Dude shared the ring with legends. Like Bradley's resume is sold. Like there shouldn't be no reason if he continues in this fashion. Should be no reason why he's not a Hall of Famer. And you couldn't get up for that fight. Like all you could throw was six or eight punches around. Man, get out of here. We ain't giving you no rematch. I'm not on board with that. I'm not on board. You entitled to your opinion, but I hope they give you a rematch and it's just you to get to watch it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm gonna tell you full-fledged, I don't care to really just tune into it, but I mean, out of respect for all boxers, I'll make 3 points as to why, and then I'll go to another subject.
You don't need to, because he disrespected himself. If he wanted a rematch, he should have fought like he was trying to win that fight.
I mean, Bradley even agreed and said, "Hey, yeah, I mean, we could do it again." Like Tim
but Bradley gonna say that. He gonna say that, Scorsese, because he ain't got nowhere to go. He know Mayweather ain't gonna fight him. Mayweather, why would Mayweather deal with Bob again? So he know he can't fight nobody on PBC. What's left for him? Saddam Ali, Louis Carbono Grew. I mean, man, nobody cared about them fights.
Good point. But just taking him for his word, and also, I mean, just fairness, like I said, he did rock him bad. And then this is Jessie Vargas' first world-class level fight. You know, did he learn something? We could find out in the rematch. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. But since you went to Mayweather and Devin was really on Mayweather, I'll go ahead and get on Mayweather. I mean, Devin giving the guy so much flack that's going up to 154, and we even talking about going up to 160. I like Devin. Started his career at 130. That's Floyd I'm talking about. And then we pushing out Devin need to go down to 140 after that's just been, this is second class, right? 140, 147. And he going on about black fighters this, and we keep asking him this. Like, man, come on, like, bro, dude doing things that you can't even be mentioned around doing. And you want to keep on talking about black fighters when it's been proven he's fought more black fighters than you. It just makes no sense to me. And if you do fight Floyd Mayweather, 1.5 is a good. The reward is beating Floyd Mayweather, not getting in there with him. That's what 78 Sports be talking about. Amir Khan just want to share the ring with him and breathe the same ass. I mean, no, the reward is beating him, and then you, like Ness said, you go in there and say, hey, I at least won about $6 million this time. You know, I know I'm still not the name. Just like when Floyd beat Oscar, he wasn't gonna beat A-Side, but he was gonna get paid more. Like you don't. That's not your reward to say, oh, I fought Floyd, and they finally realized that. When they start giving people 2 million, 1.5 million, but I don't know, man. That black stuff gotta chill, man. I really do not believe that. And another point about Floyd and not fighting the Thurman and them guys, I ain't tripping about it because I don't see none of them beating them, and I see Floyd kind of like promoting them. He want to promote they O, so why take they O? Like pretty much the Earl Spence, the Kell Brook. Keith Thurman, them guys, he got a chance to be able to promote them later and make them look like the next face. Even if he's with or against them, he's going to be the promotion in Las Vegas more than likely. So why take the O when you can go out and make $32 million fighting anybody and then your back end money come in from them? I don't see him fighting them. I don't see him taking no tough fight, to be honest. I believe what he's saying. Right, what?
I guess I'm the only one gonna say anything.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't recommend any fighter to go with Floyd Mayweather. I just don't think he's a very good promoter. I don't.
No, Stuart. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, Al Heyman is going to say, "Hey, I need a promoter." Al Heyman's guy's not signing to no promoter. Floyd's just going to say, "Oh, I think it's going to be a relationship between Al Heyman and Floyd." Say, "Hey, I can use your company since you licensed." That's what I mean. I don't see no guy signing to promoter.
I get what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, I just don't like the fact that Floyd Mayweather is using Errol Spence as his little toy, and that's proof to me that Floyd Mayweather is not the right man for Errol Spence.
I defend that, and I'll try to just defend that real quick. I look at Earl Spence and then I look at the top 20 in welterweight, and I say I really don't. I believe he's taking his career much more serious than probably 70% of those guys in the top 20, even if he hasn't fought them. So if him and Keith Thurman was to get in the ring, I'm not gonna be doing too much complaining. As a matter of fact, I'm not doing no complaining. I'm gonna let the young guy and the other young guy get in the ring and see what go down, and then 2 years later, if they have another rematch, I'm gonna look and see again. Like, we as boxing fans, we love these so-called step-up fights. We just been spoiled with terrible competition that we believe shit like step-up fights and shit. Man, I see other sports, I won't name none, but these draft picks come in and they play the best. They hit each other. Football, they get hit by the 10-year veteran, and they still got to come the next day. So I don't really care for no step-up fight. If I see it in you and it's there, then shit, best versus best. I ain't getting hurt. And no sympathy.
But if Floyd wants to build Errol Spencer and as the next pay-per-view star, then surely keeping him away from Thurman is a good move for now.
I don't know, man. Keith Thurman, he feint his hands every time. Like, he just walk right into punches, feint hooks over and over again. Robert Guerrero was counting them. I don't know how y'all say that was an easy fight for him. Dude took some punishment with punches, headbutts, and everything else because he just was sloppy in every way possible. You run straight punches. That's why I think Floyd just punch him in the face, sit back and admire his work, and Keith Thurman be thinking, oh, what do I need to do next? And he got no business in the ring with Floyd right now.
Good comment, man.
Well, all right, brother. Let me get to some other callers here. Scorsese, thanks for calling in. Obviously, you can stay on mute because you know what you're doing. And we're going to go to 614. You're up. Who's this?
Yeah, what's up? This is Jay Will from Columbus, Ohio, man. Yeah, real quick on the Bradley Vargas shit, man. I know Scorsese just said he think a rematch would be fair. Rematch ain't needed to me. Tim Bradley dominated the fight. Vargas is... I mean, it was disappointing, like you said, Ness, long, I guess, in being an hour. Like, his hands was in his pocket, and it was just because Bradley was stacked to fight. So, I mean, with that being said, but, man, last week, or last show, I didn't get a chance to really listen or call in. I just listened, I guess, right before his show. And the little Kim Porter session, that shit was comical, man. I think, well, first, I guess the one thing I want to comment on is I think he's low-key, like, dwarfing Sean Porter's career. I mean, what he's doing for him outside the ring is great. Like, he's keeping him focused, keeping him living that lifestyle. That mess, that's 100, so you can't knock him for that. But we don't know who Sean Porter is as a person. Like, even though Manny Pacquiao's reserved and Freddie Roach does a lot of wolfing up, a lot of talking, we know who Manny Pacquiao is at the end of the day. Silly dude, lighthearted, yada, yada. We don't know who Sean Porter is, man. And even with the behind-the-scenes access and all that shit y'all got, maybe that's why all the nut hugging was going on and all that shit. But, I mean, I see why he did it for y'all, so, the media and the journalists can like him. But if we still don't know who Sean Porter is, and I think if Sean Porter can actually have a chance to talk 50% of the interviews, or like that's the last two times you have the Porters on, you have to actually speak to Sean. Like, I mean, at some point in time, Ken needs to, start to play a back row, take a back seat, like, yo, man, let Sean talk. Let us know about Sean, because, I mean, he will never be a big name in the sport when Ken taking up all the motherfucking interview time and shit like that. So that's just on that. And plus, I want to speak on the same shit, I guess, Devin Alexander was echoing that Ken Porter said about the whole Mayweather young black fighter bullshit, man. Like, shit crazy. I guess I'm going to ask the panel this. Name me one black slick fighter that Pacquiao fought besides, I'll give you out Tim Bradley. Besides Tim Bradley, give me one black slick fighter that Pacquiao fought.
I can't help you on that.
Mosley?
He
fought, but he fought Mosley after. Didn't he fight Mosley after Mayweather?
No.
Yeah, but he also fought Cotto too.
He said black slick.
I mean, okay, well, I guess.
You're right. I mean, you're right. You're right. It's not black. Listen, you're right. He ain't got a lot of black fighters.
So the same stuff people want to talk about Mayweather. They don't say shit about. I mean, the case in point, what it is there wasn't that many motherfucking black fighters with slick styles in that weight division. Just like there's not a whole bunch of heavyweight Mexican fighters that Ali could have fought.
Hey, listen, if you're talking about me, I just brought that up because Devin Alexander brought that up, and I just was curious about why did he say that, and that was why I brought it
Well,
up.
no, I'm talking about Kim Porter said it. I'm talking about Kim Porter said it. Devin Alexander. Devin was the first to really say it, but then Kim Porter's kind of echoing that shit to try to get a fight with Sean Porter and Mayweather.
But
Sean.
But my question is, why in the world does race have to be brought up?
It's not really race, it's slickness.
When all we want to see is the best fight the best.
Right.
Who cares what race they are?
Well, I guess
certain
they
race
think
have
Mayweather's
styles.
that style. Or
Yeah,
I guess
race.
if you fight a black fighter, he's normally going to have that style.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mexican
it's like, well,
Not always.
It's not the fact that Mayweather. It's not the fact that Mayweather is scared of that style. It's like nobody with that style was relevant for him to fight. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect that. That's all that was. You know, if you look at the fighters from the 2000s, up to 2012, that was actually black. You got like Nate Campbell, Steve Forbes, Vivian Harris, DeMarcus Corley, LaShawn Ben Mitchell, Tim Bradley, Kendall Holt, Devin Alexander, Zach Judah, you can say Corey Spinks, Paul Williams, Joshua Clottey, Berto, Austin Trout. Now, how many of those guys really deserve to fight with Mayweather? All them names I'm named. From 2000 up until present day. None of them. None of them are to fight with Mayweather. To be real, they might have won 1 or 2 fights. And that
But there's a few.
Paul Williams deserved it at 147. He deserved it. He had beat Margarito. He had beat Margarito when nobody wanted to fight him.
For a split second, he deserved it. For a split second, in that fight after Margarito, he lost. He lost. He fought Lara and got a bullshit ass decision.
Lost to Quintana.
Nobody's career was really on a collision crash course with Mayweather. That was a young black fighter to where they.
Yeah, but why is it got to be? But that's the point. Why is it got to be some collision course? Because Guerrero, nobody was fucking begging for that.
But who else was there for him to fight?
It doesn't matter. That's the point, though. That's the point. Like, why is it always got to be a Mexican or a Spanish dude?
A flat-footed one at that.
A brawler.
Well, I mean, number one is business. If he's fighting on May.
Well, look, man. If we're gonna go tit for tat, like, I mean, there's a bunch of sides to this argument. We'll be here all night.
I mean, not actuality. I mean, when it's all said and done, the names I named off, none of those names was really any names that really demanded a fight.
My man, what you're forgetting to realize is Mayweather just said it this past weekend, dude. It's however he feels. They said, how does the picking sweepstakes go, Mayweather? Well, it depends how I feel. It really depends how I feel.
I don't enjoy that though.
But y'all act like Devin Alexander wasn't in the sweepstakes when he was picked between Devin Alexander and somebody else. So it wasn't like he wasn't mentioning the name. But I mean, when you put the name out there, the name doesn't create that much buzz with your name. How much of a fight do you really want to carry as far as promotion and all that?
The top slick black fighter at the time that he was supposed to call out was Bradley, especially after Bradley being Pacquiao, but he never did that, did he?
Did he?
I mean,
you mean what?
Why are you going to
he
call
is
out
the boss.
Let's be 100. Let's be 100. How are you going to call out Bradley when Bradley's under the same promoter? Let's not talk stupid.
No. Because if the fight with Pacquiao was able to happen, listen. At the end of the day, it's Mayweather. The same way Sugar Shane Mosley gave up his stake in Golden Boy just to get a Pacquiao fight. It's Mayweather. Shit happens. Okay? If he says, Bradley, I want to fight Bradley, I bet you Bradley would have called Cameron Duncan at the time, but probably now Monica Bradley, and said, look, how are we getting this fight? How are we getting out that contract? And Bob would, listen, the promoter works for the fighter. The fighter just needs to take charge of his career. That's just the bottom line. Take charge of your career. I don't see Bernard Hopkins ever had a problem getting a fight. I mean, a bunch of years ago, yeah, when we were young. But he hasn't had a problem getting a fight in a long time. Wasn't nobody telling him he couldn't get the best in the division. When you want the best, you really want the best, you get it. You get it. Even if you sign to Heyman, even if you sign to Bob Arum. It doesn't matter. You get it.
So what you're trying to say is that he wouldn't have ran into the same issues that he ran into trying to make the Pacquiao fight, trying to make a Bradley fight.
No, I think he wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. Pacquiao is a franchise. Bradley is not. Bradley is a payday for Bob Arum. See, with Pacquiao, Bob Arum knew, look, I don't got to fight you, Mayweather, because we're going to be doing 1 point whatever without you. But with Bradley, you ain't doing 1 point nothing. So with Bradley, hell yeah, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. Why not?
That's called a purse bid, isn't that?
No, it's not a purse bid, but Bob Arum would have definitely been open to negotiations without a problem because Bradley doesn't draw.
So you're talking about, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real again. At the end of the day, he had a Canelo fight on the horizon. He had a Canelo fight, which was way more money than a Bradley fight. But let's be real about it. So it's like, why am I just to go fight a black fighter?
Nah. Hold on. Beeb, you still here? Let me look at this thing. Beeb.
Yes.
What year did Bradley first beat Pacquiao? Because he trying to lie and say it was happening on the same year as Mayweather with Canelo. Hell,
2012.
2012.
I did. So if it ain't the same year, why you even bringing it up? Because after Bradley beat Pacquiao, win or lose, controversy or not, his name was hot. They was trying to kill him.
Yeah, I really wanted to see that. I wanted to see a Bradley Mayweather fight. I really did.
He could have definitely listen. He's never done that. He's never, and I'm not mad at him. I know. Listen, in the world he's living in, he deserves an easy fight. At the end of the day, Pacquiao got Algieri. You know, Canelo got Alfredo Angulo. Cotto just got Gil. Why the fuck can't Mayweather get Berto or Mayfield? Why?
That's why I don't understand that either.
But listen, we got a lot of callers, brother, so you got to wrap it up.
On that note.
What happened?
But yeah, it's like I was going to finish up the call on that note, but the Kareem Mayfield and Berto fight situation. It's like people are really like trying to clown Mayweather as if that's like that's laughable that he's really going to take that fight when, you know, when Pacquiao fights. I mean, Brandon Rios, they took Chris Algieri seriously after only beating Pavard. It's like, I mean, this dude does deserve one easy fight, especially on his way out the door. That's all I was going to end the call on that note, but that's really it.
Yeah.
All right.
That was the best politic I ever heard. Politics of boxing. He is Mayweather. He can do whatever he wants.
I mean, and that is truly the truth.
It is the truth. It makes sense.
Whoever he wants, he can offer that. He could offer that diamond, that carrot to whoever
he can cross over. Basically, he can cross over any fence.
Listen, and that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, look, obviously he's a lot smarter than me. You know, he's Mayweather, right? He's a multimillionaire. But yo, all this I'm gonna retire talk. I don't know if someone is telling him that makes us want him more. Because I think we would be more excited if he's like, no, I'm gonna finish up this Showtime contract and I'm gonna fight on PBC.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna pass the torch. I'm gonna be a promoter. I'm gonna be Oscar De La Hoya. I'm gonna make my own Golden Boy. No, I'm going to PBC where those ratings right now are 2 point whatever, 4 point whatever, with a Mayweather fight in there and his undercard with his fighters, him like getting hands on. I just hope. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. And maybe all these things happen later. But this is what I would like to see. I don't think that he should try to... I mean, you're hot right now. It's now that you're hot is all I'm saying. Anyway, let's take a call.
He'll continue to be hot, man.
I mean, let's see.
I want Floyd. I want Floyd to retire. I mean, I think Floyd is sucking the life out of boxing, especially with the money. I mean, $32 million to fight Berto. I mean...
But how does he get that?
Make a lot of fights. And there's not a lot of money in boxing. I mean, it seems from the outside that there is, but there's not. I mean, PBC is struggling. I mean, I think Heyman's had his funds cut as well. He can't keep paying the Paulie Malignaggi's of this world $2 million to fight Garcia. So boxing's going to have to tighten its strings, and Floyd Mayweather going is a good start.
Stu, I'm trying to understand purse bid. I just read purse bid is, you know, the investors, and then the promoter splits the money amongst the fighters. So, you know, Floyd knowing that and collecting these $32 million, then he could be putting in purse bids.
This is the thing. Floyd Mayweather don't get involved with purse bids. He doesn't.
Now as a promoter, wouldn't he though?
casual fan, purse bids only happen when when there's a
Yeah,
title
but
shot. And
I get what you're saying, but he lost a purse bid for Mickey Bay, I believe. So he's not putting his money he's not putting his money where his mouth is, because he would have done it for Mickey Bay if that was the case.
But now he was trying to build up Broner. Now there's Spencer. Now there's his undercards. Maybe there's Mayfield and Berto plans. I don't know, man, but it's still unfolding everything. Politics. Go ahead and ask next caller, man.
All right. Well, let's see what we got here.
Still need purse bid clarifications.
Yeah, man, you learned that word today because you've used it like five.
Nah, because I hear it thrown a lot, and I'm like, all right, so why can't it happen? There's bids happening,
But they don't happen very often because promoters usually work it out. You know what I'm saying? The big fish eat the small fish, bro. That's how it is in this world.
Of course. So at what point is it a purse bid? That means
Okay. So all right, look, this is the way it goes. All right, there's a title. And whatever title that sanctioning fee belongs to, like the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, the IBO, whatever, right? They have rankings. And in their rankings, as the guys go up, the number one is obviously has to fight the number two in order to get a shot at the champion. And then the 3 and the 4, those are called title eliminators. So that is what Devin Alexander, that was the scenario we're discussing. Him versus Diego Chavez is a title eliminator for a shot at
heavyweight
Kell Brook.
Belts.
For a shot at Kell Brook, the champion, right?
Champ. That's right.
So because they're both ranked there, there's going to be a purse bid because these are two separate promoters. They have to negotiate. If they can't negotiate, the sanctioning body says we're going to mandate it at a purse bid. Whoever bids the highest gets it. You got it so far?
Got it so far.
But you can't use a purse bid just because you want to fight. Like, you can't just say, oh, why Triple G doesn't get in a purse bid with Cotto. No. WBC can mandate that Cotto's next fight is Triple G. If Triple G, K2 Promotions, and Miguel Cotto Promotions and Rock Nations can't make an agreement in the said time that the WBC said, well, then they go to purse bid. So then the big fish, Rock Nation, bids hypothetically $2-3 million, right? And K2 only bid 1.8. So Rock Nation now has the rights to promote the fight wherever they want, however they want. That is what a purse bid is. It's for the rights to promote the fight.
It's used as a last resort when the promoters can't work an agreement out. And then the sanctioning body has to step in and force them to work out an agreement via a purse bid. So the big fish eat the small fish.
Then the small fish fighter has to take the price.
Usually, when you're the small, you just end up negotiating before because, again, you heard the way it goes. 80% to the champion, 20% to the challenger.
Yeah.
So, you ain't going to make no money anyway. You might as well take whatever they're agreeing to give you because it's going to be more than that 20%. Sometimes it's 30%, but it's low. So, That's another reason why purse bids, they don't really like it because, like, in that instance, right, the Klitschko-Fury purse bid, it's like, why does Fury even win when 80% goes to Klitschko anyway? Right. So why spend a bunch of million to bring a fight to wherever Fury wants it when, your own fighter doesn't make any money?
Yeah, the Klitschko said he wouldn't mind fighting in the UK because he thinks it would be profitable for him. They're going to make it worth his while regardless, so we'll see what happens.
And the pay-per-view as well, the UK pay-per-view.
Yeah, they're gonna give him a cut, I heard, of the pay-per-view, right?
And it would be good for him, man. These champions needs to travel. They need to travel. This is an international sport, man. And maybe there won't be the derogatory words like "you're a bum" if we got to see more of it easier. If we knew Callum Smith, instead of just having our local UK guy, shove them down our throat. If we actually had the opportunity to watch them without having to steal a stream, it would be good. So these champions need to do that because HBO is going to follow Klitschko.
Yeah, but the thing is that's my problem with HBO and Showtime. I mean, the money you guys pay for these channels and the money they make, you'd think they'd stick a few quid in to show a few UK cards. I mean, they're putting repeats of ridiculous.
Well, you know what the thing is? The numbers obviously don't indicate that them spending on UK guys we actually watch. That's the problem.
Yeah, but you could pick one of them cards up for probably 30, 40 grand. I mean, it's nothing to them.
Well, we don't know the numbers, but let's take these callers. 646, New York City, BX, talk to me.
Yo, hello?
Man, where's your energy at, man? The way I brought you on, you fumbled the ball right there. Fumbleooski, Fumbleaya. Jesus. Pick it up.
Yo, my bad, man. My bad. Usually I'm amped up, man, but shit, fucking, it's getting late, man. But, what's going on, Ness? Casual fan.
Right.
B, ringside Robbie.
What's happening?
I definitely agree. Mayweather needs, I don't see what the big, everybody going in about him possibly taking Berto or Mayfield, but, he's most likely not going to fight them. You got to keep in mind, it's like a psychological thing with Floyd, man. You never know who he's going to fight. He just puts that out there just to be an asshole.
I still don't believe
and fight somebody who he never even thought he would fight. He might go out and say, like, fuck it, I'm going to fight Golovkin. I doubt it.
I doubt that, too.
He might go out and say it, But who knows? But,
I still don't believe he's going to fight
Mayfield. Man. What happened?
I said I still don't believe he's going to fight Mayfield or Berto.
Yeah, man, me neither. Floyd, you never know what you're going to get with him, man. But with him, it's going to be the most money. So we'll definitely see in a couple months. But I think Tim Bradley reassured my thoughts that I had said previously, that he's definitely still one of the top fighters of welterweight. And this guy who was speaking about it, he's fighting all these undefeated fighters, regardless of color. He's taking people's O's away, man. And, I heard in the press conference he mentioned Keith Thurman's name. I don't see a problem with that fight being made, besides the fact that Thurman's on PBC. If Bradley boxes well, there's a chance. He has a good chance of winning that fight. Even though Thurman does hit hard, we've seen Bradley on wobbly legs a lot of times, but he has recovered. He always finds a way to win. And I'd like to see Bradley against any of the top guys at 147. He's been a top guy. I feel like he wants to be legendary, so maybe a couple more names before he retires. As Deep said, he boxed well the whole fight, but in that 12th round, he did get caught. And I definitely agree on that, but aside from that shot, I had Vargas win in one round. I don't know how anyone else's scorecard. I literally had him winning like round 2.
Right.
Yeah, I gave him round. I think I gave him round 10 or something. I only gave him the 10th and the 12th, but you could have gave him the second round too. Yeah. I mean, I think at tops maybe 4, maybe 3. I don't know, man. I only gave him 2 rounds though. I thought it was very one-sided.
Bradley probably got caught with that. Bradley probably got caught with that last punch that put him down because of his confidence. He was just way too ahead of himself. At that point, he thought he could do whatever he wanted, and he got caught.
Yeah.
So I don't think he will give that same style fight. I don't think he'll give that same style fight to. Oh, that's good, right? Both fighters got caught in the 12th round, but I don't think he'll give that same fight to Keith Thurman. I think it'll be the same style, but not as. I think it'll be a little more held back, not at 100 miles from the door.
Exactly, because Jessie Vargas doesn't necessarily have that power, and when the fight was made, it was interesting on paper, just because Bradley is for in top fight competition. Vargas had a couple good years coming up. He had Roy Jones as a trainer, but realistically, I never saw anything special in Vargas. And yesterday, I guess it proved me right. I mean, he doesn't have like that kind of power that's going to stop somebody from coming in. And literally, Tim Bradley just came in and exposed it. Like, he didn't show any heart. He didn't show any special techniques that made me really think like, okay, this guy's gonna be a problem at 147. I don't know what's next for Jessie Vargas, but complaining about the 12th round being stopped, I think that's nonsense, and
right.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think that loss made him look good.
All right, 646. Thanks for calling in. Let's get some of this alumni.
Yeah. To all the killers and the 100, I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers.
What up, QB?
What up, Ness, man? What up, y'all? What up, Cali fan, B,
What's happening, man?
Robbie, everybody in the panel, man. And
Hey, QB.
I called to get my crow, man.
Yeah, you like that crow, man. You get a lot.
I sure got barbecue sauce, Ness.
You got to get crow. He needs crow per round lost.
Okay, now, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into the,
Seth
Timothy
fight.
Bradley did his thing every round, man. And, Vargas do not deserve no,
Rematch,
man. He just said that just so at the time being, but when you look at the fight, he don't deserve no rematch, and he don't need one. Now, you know what I'm saying? As far as with Mayweather and them, man, Mayweather gonna do his thing, man. But think about this: he could pick whoever he wants.
Right.
And who's gonna pay if he fight Kareem Mayfield? Who's willing to pay that pay-per-view? Because it's gonna be on pay-per-view. Y'all forgot that, right?
Yeah, you're right. What about Berto? Who's gonna pay for Berto? What's Berto highlight reel gonna be? Victor?
That's why. That's why I've always been secretly hoping that because the deal is with Showtime CBS, Floyd does his last fight on CBS.
Free.
CBS, PBC, and introduce that to the millions of Mayweather fans that there are. That's intelligent marketing and intelligent promoting. I hope they do it. I don't know. But I've always said that.
Yo, I think you're right. That makes 100% millions and millions of dollar sense, bro.
Well, let's hope they're listening, man. I mean, you know, L&B was kind of nice this time around in Vegas.
They're probably way ahead of us.
Like Diego Chavez will beat Devin Alexander. I'm just telling y'all ahead of time, man.
Hold on, let's get to some of this chat here. QB, they're saying that it'll be too expensive to promote on NBC. That doesn't even make sense. Do you know the amount of advertisers that would want to be part of those commercials? Like, again, you got to think Super Bowl, the way that they pay to be on those ads, man. I don't think this will be a big deal to do.
I don't think so either. I think one commercial, Mayweather on free TV is, let's tune in.
No, I'm just saying, you know, they mean, I guess they mean covering the purses, but you got to remember this deal was signed 2 years ago. The money was there. They're not well, I guess you guys are talking about the paybacks on they do get money back on the pay-per-view, but they get that.
What about the subscriptions?
Again, half of that, remember, half of that goes to the provider. And then almost another half of that goes to Mayweather. There's really no money there for the network if you think about it.
Well, what if the network gets paid from the fighters, and then the fighter, not the fighter, but the promoter, and the promoter gets the commercial money, right? Isn't that how it works?
Well, I have no clue how it's split up, but the network pays for the fighter. They pay for the
somebody
fight.
just commented, one commercial pays for it all.
Well, hopefully, let's get to some callers here. I mean, QV, finish up.
Yeah, but Devin, I like Diego Chavez, man. I hope that purse bid, how actually they fight, and Devin Alexander will lose to Chavez, Diego Chavez, and that's all I have to say.
Well, all right, brother. Thank you for calling in as always, brother. Always good to have some alumni.
Somebody put on the
Suleiman
comment.
the Scholar.
Someone just commented, Seth announced his retirement. Just so you know.
Nah, Sev ain't retired. Suleiman the Scholar. He always do this and then wonder why we don't get him on.
Hello.
Suleiman the Scholar. We out, man. We out, Suli. Nah, let me get him. Let me try. I heard him say hello. Suleiman, what up?
Hello.
I hear you.
Yeah, this fight. The question about this fight with Timothy Bradley. I mean, that man got knocked out. I've been saying this for months. I mean, the guy takes an unbelievable amount of punishment. He's shot born. They just keep hyping him up because he's a top-line fighter, and he's the only thing they got. This what happened in this fight is an accumulation of punishment he's taken in fights. It happened in the Ruslan fight. If he would have fought Ruslan in England, they would have stopped in the first round. He was ferociously beaten in the first round.
Why?
And Diego Chavez is bouncing on his legs, beating the crap out of him from pillar to post, and he's just doing a little his little boxing thing. He wasn't even hurt, and the accumulation push was showing in his face. A doctor would have stopped the fight, a ref would have stopped the fight, but it didn't. And this fight, the same thing again. I mean, it's such a double standard with Timothy Bradley. And then everybody's, oh, he's a pound-for-pound fighter. He's so great. Even the fighters are starstruck. This kid was starstruck in the fight. He's just happy to be in the ring with Timothy Bradley. I mean, if he would have, to me, I think he would have stopped the guy. He would have stopped Timothy Bradley in the middle rounds if he would just pumped the jab. I mean, he got a world-class trainer, right, that doesn't have no fundamentals in training, because, and even Roy Jones, because if I'm in a ring, right, and I'm fighting Timothy Bradley, right, and there's a lot of wasted time in the fight, I would have just pumped the jab twice. I would have been winning on points by the time Timothy Bradley would have been so out. And then he would have been so busted up, and I would just finish fight. If the Oscar De La Hoya was 20 fighters right now, Oscar De La Hoya would be so effective, because if I was even looking at the fight, if Oscar De La Hoya would have fought Tim Bradley would have been stopped in the middle rounds, early middle rounds. You know why? Because he worked jab. Everything comes off the jab. This guy did not work the jab properly. Okay, he still tagged Timothy Bradley and managed to knock him out, but the referee once again, they stopped the fight. This fight would have been a no decision, or the referee could have done two things. If he can make a no decision, or stop the clock, put it back 10 seconds, and let the fight start. Okay, even if he would have lost on point, it would have been fair, because the kid fought his heart out. Timothy fought his heart out. It was the same for both world-class fighters. And this guy's saying, oh, I didn't hear the clock. Come on, this is a world-class fight. And what kind of commission is the WBO? Either they make this a no decision, or they should just forget about the belt, because, I mean, it's showing that they're money greedy, because they're taking a sanction fee of Floyd Mayweather, right? He vacated the belt, but they rather take the money. And then this referee here, did an unbelievably bad job. He should be suspended and fined. And then he stops the fight, and then he says, oh, I didn't hear the clock. What kind of stuff? The kid is celebrating in the other side. He just finished knocking out a world-class fighter, and he was going to be the upper echelon, and now all of a sudden they take that away from him. That to me, that's unbelievable. I mean, I never seen that before ever in boxing. The commission got to make a decision quick, knock this a no decision, and order a rematch, or just give the kid the win, because the kid knocked him out. Even probably he didn't know what to say. He was in a concussion. The guy's face is swollen. It happened in multiple fights. It happened. Diego Chavez knocked him out. Rostan knocked him out. And this guy keeps getting wins, man. And then they have the nerve to say, if he will fight Floyd has the perfect style to beat him. Floyd's gonna pump the jab. He's gonna tattoo his face all over the place. By the middle rounds, they're gonna stop the fight. The guy can't take punishment. He got a glass jaw. He hasn't fought. He has been so choreographed and so greatly matchmade. That's why he's the way he is. Because if they would have put him with Keith Thurman, he would have been knocked out. Any puncher, he has avoided punch. Randall Bailey, he avoided him at 140. He hasn't fought a real puncher or Timothy Bradley. He's not a great fighter. To me,
Casual fan, I know you want to get in. We have to stop Suleiman. Listen, I hope you do a good job of engaging with Suleiman, because he just said a bunch of bullshit, a lot of it, and I hope you get at him. I mean, I'm just going to give you a hint. He says some ridiculous lie about Timothy Bradley ducking Randall Bailey at 140. I don't know what television set he be watching, but
I don't know Randall Bailey. I just wanted to ask him, because he's saying that he had, Vargas had two fighters that were as his trainer, and that's why I asked Devin Alexander, everyone's always looking on the outside saying, yo, he has to do this, he must do that, but they don't do it. The fighter, the opponent is stopping them from do that shit. So why do people continue to say he has to do this if it's not working? Maybe the fighter wants to do it, but the shit doesn't work. That's what I'm trying to get cleared on.
Yes. Okay, you could let me say something?
So where did you get what he has to do? Where?
It's your job as a trainer. It's your job as a trainer to control the fight, okay?
Right, but
I don't know what kind of fight game you guys know, but if I'm a trainer, right, and I'm training a fighter, right, okay, and you guys, Ken Porter, you guys talk to him all the time, and the fighter's not doing what I want, I don't want to work with that fighter, okay? So if I'm in a ring and
you don't walk away at the corner,
on a jab, I wasted time, and your fighter's not doing that in the ring, I don't want to train that fighter no more. I'm not going to waste my time and my credibility and look like a cornball in the ring. Eric Morales looked like a cornball in there because the kid all he had to do was pump the jab, okay? And then on top of that, they robbed the kid to fight. They robbed the kid to fight. I mean,
they robbed the kid to fight.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, there's nothing that casual fan could say. The fight was a robbery. They should make a no decision and make a new fight because, I mean, the kid fought his heart out. The kid fought his heart out. Think about the fighter. You say, oh, look at the outside. I go fight too. I go in the ring, and if my trainer's telling me pump the jab all through for 6 months, 5 months training, and I'm going in the ring, and I can't do it, he's going to be on my ass. And I'm pretty sure Ken Porter will tell you that. Okay, he's done it to Sean Porter. He's done it to all his other fighters. So why are you guys changing everything up? Why you guys are flipping the script?
So you're saying
the bottom line is that the guy got robbed. The guy got robbed. It's as simple as day.
So you're saying that everything that you do in training must work in the ring fight night. That's what you're telling me.
Look at Martin Murray. Martin Murray was walking.
It doesn't work against Floyd,
right? To Triple G, right? And he's throwing punches. He's throwing punches on reflex. You know why? Because he was in the ring, in the gym, training to throw those punches. Okay, and multiple occasions. I mean, I've been following you for multiple times, and I've been saying it, and I'm not making this up. Martin Murray was throwing punches when he was getting knocked out. Also, wasn't it Woody Monroe? Woody Monroe was knocked out, right? And he kept throwing punches because from the training. When you're throwing those punches, it's because you're in the gym practicing every day after day with your trainer. So right.
my corner through the towel win. Because it's not working. My corner through the towel win. It's not working. What I'm saying against you is not working. So you beat me.
Anyway, Suleiman, you burnt, man. We got to move it on. 832, you're up.
Thank you, Suleiman. That was great.
Oh.
No, what up?
What's down? Hold on right quick. Got to take y'all speaker. What's going on, Ness? What's going on, Robin? What's going on? Stu still on the line?
Nah, he jumped off already.
Yeah, man, he an early bird, man. But look here, man. The Bradley fight. Let's get into it. The Bradley fight, man. I gave Vargas like 3 rounds, man. I mean, I don't believe he belonged in the even. Why was he even in the ring with Bradley, man? Tom Brady got to step the game up, man. Either Bradley got to break that contract or something. Cause he's supposed to fight every up and comer. You know already, you know what I'm saying? Paid his dues already. Who he gonna fight next? Ain't nobody falling to fight. They talking about a rematch with Vargas, man. Man, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The man, he took his beating. You know what I'm saying? He took his lumps in his bump. Now let the man get a payday before he get out. He don't have that much longer. Vargas hurt him, man. He ain't got that much longer out there, man. Get that man to fight. Let him make a couple of dollars. Let him get the hell out of there. He already semi talking about retiring. Then they talking about him and Golovkin. Man, they gonna put him in a flying box. Golovkin, man, Vargas hurt him, man. Man, y'all remember Roy Jones at the Johnson hit him and told me that's how you gonna be looking in the ring, man. Why y'all want to see that? That don't make no sense. Nobody want to see that shit. I don't want to see him fight Canelo either. Give this man a nice little pay at 147. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather Keith Thurman hit him than them guys. They too big, man. And Keith Thurman, he's not a small welterweight. You know what I'm saying? As far as next week fight, man. Who they fight next week? That's I forgot what the hell that was, man.
July 11th.
Man, I'm out, man. I just want to get that off my chest, really, man. I want to get that off my chest, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. Go to the next caller, man. I'm out.
All right, and thanks for calling in, brother. Let me see. We got Rob Palmer around here. Rob, what's going on?
Man, you hear me good?
We hear you.
Seriously, man. I was at a stop hop last night. People thought Bradley got robbed. People thought it's like one of that George Groves style stoppage. They was pissed, like they was about to throw a riot or something. And then they finally heard that it had gone to a decision. Everybody kind of called out. But when that stoppage first happened, nobody knew what was going on. Everyone was pissed. They were like, what the fuck?
90 seconds.
They were fucking going crazy, and everyone was booing. They were screaming, this is bullshit. I was trying to get the the referee's British chant going, because, you know, he was like a British ref stopping the fight early. It was bullshit. But then it turned out it was just the mistake. I don't know. Maybe that ref's too old, man. He can't be reffing no more.
His earpiece fell out. That's what the rumor is.
Yeah, that's what.
60 seconds.
Hearing aid, more
Yeah,
like.
his hearing aid. His hearing aid.
Yeah, he shouldn't be reffing no more. He's just too old. He's just too old, you know. Like,
Those refs are
once he
old.
gets to 65, I think it's time to give it in. You know, give up your papers, let somebody else in. But you know what? I watched the HBO broadcast back, and they didn't really show that. The atmosphere was pretty good. People were into that fight. People were loving it. People were enjoying themselves. Like, there was a good crowd there, but it didn't really seem that way when I watched the HBO broadcast back. But hey, you know what? Triple G came out, did an appearance at the show, and everybody was going crazy. People
10 seconds.
To where Triple G was. There was like 1,000 people around him wanting to get autographs, wanting to get pictures of Triple G. They did the same thing with Andre Ward. Nobody gave a fuck about Andre Ward. All they wanted was to be near Triple G.
Well, all right. That sucks.
Yeah, man, he seems to be very, very popular right now, man. And, you know, with the push he's getting, it's going to be hard for these guys to continue to avoid him, man. I'm happy for him, though, because I don't like ducking, man.
Was he there as a fight fan or a scouted?
Fight fan.
Oh, shit.
Triple G came out and did a ring walk like he was fighting. And he walked around the ring, and people were going crazy, like as if Triple G was about to fight. That's how big people are into Triple G, man. They love this guy.
He's at every single fight now. They're
pushing him. They're
pushing
intelligent, man.
right.
They're intelligent.
They're doing good promotion.
Kovalev was there yesterday too. They're doing the same thing to Kovalev.
Yeah.
I haven't been listening to the show. What most people have been saying about Bradley Vargas, so like they supporting Vargas or they supporting Bradley? What they've been saying?
No, they're supporting Bradley. Nobody believes Vargas won that fight. Vargas is insane in anyone's eyes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. You know what I want to see? I want to see Bradley against Kell Brook, man. That's the fight I want to see. Or Bradley even against Mayweather. Maybe it's a bit short notice for Bradley to stay in shape for that fight, but Bradley Mayweather, Bradley against Brook. That's what I want to see. That'd be a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, I watch any of those, man.
Sean Porter. Even Bradley against your boy Sean Porter would be a good fight.
It would. It would. Would it happen, though?
Those two, that's two bulls coming at each other. Yeah, you know, that's a shame about the Heyman thing. I feel like, I was saying, you know, Bradley's got that big contract, maybe HBO and Top Rank trying to get him a loss. That's why he kind of got jobbed on that Chavez card, and they were maybe trying to screw him last night, but
can't screw him.
I know. Bradley's a good fight, man. People were behind him. Like, the people in Southern California were rooting for that guy. They wanted to get behind him. I've never seen so many middle-class people at a boxing match. All these people from Palm Scrim showed up. They're like 40 years old, rich white people. They're all for Bradley, man. They're all in the ringside seat. He's got some following. People love Bradley, man, because he puts on a fight. He could have outboxed Vargas for 12 rounds, you know. He could have won 120, 108, no problem. But he came in, he gave the people a war. That's what people love.
Bradley is conditioned.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna get from him, though. You know, he's always gonna be conditioned. He's always gonna like that. You're right. A fight with him and Sean Porter, wow, that would be pretty crazy. Simply because those two guys fight for 3 minutes of 12 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? I mean, the thing about them is, like, there's nothing really... I was watching Bradley kind of close for a couple of rounds yesterday, and there's nothing really smart about what he does. Like, he doesn't throw out any kind of shots to kind of set stuff up. Every punch he's going, like, full power, and Porter's kind of the same deal. I mean, that would be a great fight. You're right. Those guys would just go at it. They just beat the fuck out of each other. I mean, neither of them are chinny, that's for sure. Like, they can both take a shot, but neither of them are power punchers, so it'd just be two guys beating the fuck out of each other. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah. It might be good. It might be good.
Yeah.
Well, smart fighters don't get.
Well, Rob, let me get to some other callers, brother. We got a bunch here, man. Thank you for calling in, and as always, we appreciate it. Let's see. We were at, where are we at? Oof, I hate when we got to bounce like that. 818 AB, what's going on? Should be my boy AB.
What's up, Ness?
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
All right, I'm going to start off with Lubin. I don't know if you remember, but I was the one who actually told you guys a year ago that Lubin is going to be the next big thing. You guys all looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, like, if you're talking about, again, amateur credentials going into the pros, this guy was levels and levels above Spence. Okay, and like I said, the problem with Spence is this guy's just too flat-footed, and that's going to be his downfall. And you guys are going to see that. I was going to talk about the ref. Okay, that ref, okay, should not have been reffing that fight. All right, that guy's like, what, 87 years old, 80 years old? I mean, that was pathetic, seriously. And I know you're saying, like, he made an honest mistake. Okay, first of all, there are thousands of people, okay, that would love to be in that position reffing that fight, and this guy gets the fight, okay? There needs to be some sort of accountability at the highest level when you're reffing a fight. We can't just let these guys continue to make these types of mistakes and just be like, oh, it was a human error. I don't know if you guys forgot, but there was a fight. It was called Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Marquez, number 4, and the knockdown happened right at the end, of the bell, and you cannot be saved at the end of the bell with a knockdown. Now, I'm not saying Vargas would have knocked Bradley out, but are we just gonna? Okay, why don't we just stop fights 1 minute before now? You know what I mean? When the guy's winning the fight. How about 2 minutes before? If he's winning every round, are we just going to stop, the ref is just going to stop the fight because he thought he heard something and there's no accountability? I mean, that's it's a shame, man. Seriously. It's a shame. And regarding Bradley, I mean, I think this guy gives anybody hell at welterweight. We got to remember that nobody's really ever schooled Bradley except for Pacquiao. And even then, Pacquiao had some problems. So Bradley, I mean, this guy probably has the best resume at welterweight. Juan Marquez, Lamont Peterson, he beat an undefeated Alexander, he beat Pacquiao. This guy, I mean, look, man, if he fights Thurman or he fights Kell Brook, those are 50-50 fights. If he fights any top welterweight, it's a 50-50 fight. I mean, yeah, this guy is he's a bad style matchup for anybody because he swarms, he's technical, he can fight on the inside. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So.
I wasn't quite sure from what I got there, AB. Are you upset with the outcome?
Sounds like it.
No. What I'm saying is that I don't like when shit like this happens in boxing, okay? When we have incompetent referees that fuck the fight up. I want everything to be from start to finish the right way, okay? And I don't want the referee stopping the fight 10 seconds before when the other guy is hurt, okay? What I'm saying is that Vargas caught Bradley with a perfect shot, okay? When has Marquez ever knocked anybody out with 7 seconds remaining at the last second of the bell? When has that ever happened? And if the referee would have stopped that fight, against Pacquiao and Marquez 10 seconds earlier, guess what? That knockout would have never happened. What I'm trying to say is these things happen in boxing, and even though most likely Bradley would have survived the fight, okay, you still gotta let them go. I mean, you can't make a stupid mistake like that and say, "Oh, I heard the bell." What do you mean you heard the bell? There was no bell. This guy should not be reffing anymore. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why they put someone like that there. That's the stuff that pisses me off when you have incompetent referees that should not be in there reffing.
All right, I just want to understand you a little better. I mean, I get your point, and I understand your frustration. For me, it's just like, man, we're human, and we all make mistakes.
Right, but there needs to be accountability after that mistake.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. There should be. There should be. You know, I like the way that they handled the judging in the Williams-Laura. I think that more things like that should happen. Not necessarily indefinite suspensions, but definitely suspensions. You got to make these guys all want to do the best that they can in fear of losing that check. AB, thank you for calling in, man. We appreciate it. 508, you're up. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Georgie Porgy. What's going on, guys?
What up, Georgie?
Yo, listen, man, QB, man, we got to make an intervention with this cat. This dude be eating crow in a weekly basis. Something got to get done. All that crow cannot be even legal, man. You guys going to do with QB?
I don't know, man. It's a tough situation, brother. What can we do, man? It's like your friend that likes to drink, you know?
Oh my God, he's addicted to this shit. But anyways, I want to talk a little bit about this fight coming up on the 11th about Ruslan Chavez and Francisco Pineda. Who the hell are these people?
Ruslan and who?
Ruslan and Pineda, the heavyweights.
I never even heard of a heavyweight named Ruslan.
Francisco Pineda, never heard of him. I think they Russians or Europeans or some shit. I was trying to catch Stewart so he can let me know, but he's gone.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, we'll definitely look into it. You know, I will. You know, I said, you know, I'll definitely look into it.
Okay, because I'm on that throwdown thing, so I ended up being second this week. I ended up winning like $100.
Ooh! Yo, did you put me down? Did you put me down like I recommended you? Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. Of course. Why? But why would Georgie Porgy find out about Throwdown on this show and not put me? Like, why?
For you guys, all the way I give you the credit. I won my first one. The first one was for free. I won $25. I put fucking 15 back, and I won 100. I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully, you know, I keep doing good.
You the man, Georgie.
Guys, you guys are great show. Always a great help, and just stay out of the way, Triple G's nuts, and you guys be okay?
All right, Georgie. Georgie can't go a show without taking a shot at it. 609, you're up. Thank you, Georgie.
Yo, what's good, yo?
What's up, brother?
Yo, Georgie's crazy. Yo, it's a good show, man. The interview I did with Devin Alexander, that shit was good, man. You know what I mean? And I'm in a total agreement with y'all about the Bradley thing, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was an unfortunate situation, you know, about it being stopped. But I mean, that dude wasn't going to knock out Bradley, man. That's Timothy fucking Bradley, dog. If Pacquiao couldn't do it, Ruslan Provodnikov couldn't do it, this puppy paw hand motherfucker wasn't going to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? He got his ass whipped, and he's crying and complaining. And even if he got a rematch, it'd just be it'd be easy where it'd be easier. You know what I mean? He's going boxing next time and whip his ass. But I don't think he deserves a rematch. You know what I mean? And I was really impressed with that other dude, the Spanish boy that fought on the undercard. What was his name?
Valdez.
Oscar Valdez. Yeah, that boy looked sharp. He looked sharp. I think he should have went to the body a little bit more, and he probably could have got that dude out, but he was just head hunting. I think he should have went to the body a little bit more. He probably could have got that dude out of there. But he looked real good. Matter of fact, I like the way he looked better than the last kid they had on there, the Verdejo kid. I liked him better. He looked a lot sharper. I think he's definitely going to be going some places. And the fight of the week was Seth, man. You know what I mean? Big up to Seth. You know what I mean? He got a big heart, man. And for the fact that he didn't have a trainer. You know what I mean? I didn't know he didn't have a trainer. So, you know, that was what's up. And, you know, I just want to send a shout out to you, Ness, because that was all love. You know, you going to show some love to that boy like that, man. You know what I mean? And Seth, keep doing what you're doing. There was a lot of haters on Periscope, man. And, you know what I mean? You just keep doing what you're doing. Tell them to kiss your ass, yo, because it takes a lot of heart to get up in that ring. You know what I mean? And do your thing. But, you know, if you're going to do it, man, go 100%. Don't just half-ass do it. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't disrespect the sport. You're going to do it, stop smoking, and train hard, man. And, you know, keep doing what y'all doing. And Habib, what's going on, man? You're new to me, so I'm new to the show, so you're new to me, but you definitely know your shit, man. You definitely, I definitely like when you're on the show, when you give your little spill. You definitely know what you're talking about.
Thank you,
brother. Never get on with the evil genius, Stu. That's my dude, the evil genius. How come y'all never let him ask any questions when y'all do interviews?
Oh no, buddy. There is no rule here about could you ask. The people that don't ask is because they don't want to.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody.
Well,
Look, casual fans just start coming out there calls.
On interviews.
What happened?
Go ahead, folks. I said he never asked any questions on the interviews. I never know why. He always has a strong opinion in his own perspective, that European perspective, and he never asked any questions when y'all had interviews. You know what I mean? I was wondering why.
I don't know.
I
think Stu realizes that he's probably more blunt than me, so he's probably just a little shy to say the wrong thing because he knows I take this shit serious. So I don't know.
It's the wrong thing. It's his perspective. That's what we say. That'll add that flavor. You know what I mean?
I hear you, but we got to keep them lights on.
Listen. True. But can you picture him giving a hard question to Ken Porter?
Oh yeah, no. I think he talked to Ken Porter the other day.
I was going to mention that he spoke to Ken Porter.
Yeah. He's coming out his shell. Like I said, even casual fans just started acting like this. Your second fighter you talked to, right?
Yeah,
on the show.
Since the Porter.
You're not a casual fan no more. You're just Norfolk casual fan now. You're not a casual fan no more.
I told him it wasn't going to work for long, man.
I mean, being on the show, you get interest in other fighters, but I didn't care much about the fighters this weekend. But I watched the HBO fights. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I didn't care much. I'm just gonna say I didn't rush home for it.
You're not asking casual questions anymore, bro. You know what I mean? You're Norfolk casual now, bro. You're not asking. You're asking real questions.
You're semi-casual. You're semi-casual.
I mean, I wanted to know for myself, like, how does it work when a phone call happens? That kind of stuff.
That was a good question. That was a real good question. You know what I mean? That's what I said. You're not casual fan anymore. You just Norfolk casual now, bro. For real. You stepped up. You're beyond casual now. You're almost hardcore. You're somewhere in between that gray area.
I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan, and that's the bottom line. Casual is just a name. That's my tag name.
That's Arabic, right?
I'm half Lebanese, man. Yeah.
Dad, I can't believe you don't know Beeb. You got to go back and listen to the archive. This is the Lebanese Prince, baby.
I'm trying to go back. I'm slowly but surely going back. You know what I mean? My time is not like that. I'm going back. You know what I mean? I just listened to the Mayweather joint right before the fight. I'm going back. You know what I mean? It's just going to take some time, but I'm definitely going to get back to all the old ones. You know what I mean? I'm definitely a fan. But Ness, word is born, man. That was that terror. I didn't think he was going to show up because, like, when he asked you if you want to come to the fight, you sounded kind of engaged, like, well, if I got the time, but then when
me too. Same shit.
I was like, oh, that's what's up. That's love, man. That's real love, man. That's thorough. I mean, because you support your supporters, and I'm really feeling that, yo. You know what I mean? So y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. You know what I mean? And when y'all come to AC, the next fight, man, I hope we can link up. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was you that said that on Twitter?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay,
that's me, bro. That's
all
me.
right. Oh, damn, I'm glad you just said that, dude. Yeah. We was tweeting a lot this week, and yeah, no, I mean, look, man, shit, I'm gonna go to more. I had fun, and my daughter didn't mind it. That's what's really gonna make it.
She was a blast, dude. She was so cute. She made me laugh, man.
She had a ball.
She's beautiful, man.
She had a ball. She was like, can I end it? I'm like, you want to end it?
She was a trip, man.
Funny, man. It was funny.
I enjoyed her, man. I did.
Oh man, she had me dying when she was like, his eye, look at his eye.
Yeah, she was hilarious, man.
No, I just wish Seth would have threw the right. He don't even know, man. He could have threw the overhand or the uppercut with something. He kept it in his pocket, man. I wish I wasn't too far from Colorado because we do got another amateur that calls in and listens, and he's in Colorado. I would love to do that for him too. I mean, look at Marcus Brown being there. That was awesome too. He got upset though, man. He said that was the second time they robbed this fighter, man. That's crazy. Sucks, man. But, man.
Man, listen.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said, your audio is sounding kind of, messed up. That's what I do for a living, man. So if you You know, if you need somebody to help out with the audio, man, you know, my services is there for you, man. For real. I'm real good at that.
Email me, man. Email me because the goal is to be in studio, man. So email me and we'll definitely talk. I could definitely use your help.
What's the email address?
The boxing voice. What is it, EB?
THE Boxing Voice
at yahoo.com.
Yeah, make it THE Boxing Voice at yahoo.com.
Yeah. The Boxing Voice at yahoo.com.
Make sure you put it with an E though.
Yeah, with an E. With an E.
All right, no doubt.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Yo, I'm happy for Seth, man. He's speaking about him on the Boxing Voice. You know, we talk about big fights, and his fight is getting spoke about. That's big.
And it was awesome. It felt good. I mean, look, man, again, Matt, the producer, he's so involved in the amateurs out there in the Cleveland and the Akron area and stuff. And, you know, he's always told me to do that. But, you know, it's tough. But, you know, Seth being a caller from the show, I'm like, you know, this is the opportunity. Plus, it was not far from me. And the only problem was it was raining. But I still had a lot. I mean, look, it was good. It was good. You know what? I'm glad we're talking about this. Could you fucking believe that someone, they knew me there.
Damn.
Someone came up to me and they was like, "Yo, are you Ness or are you just wearing the shirt?" I'm like, "Dude, if you watch the show, obviously this is me." He was like, "Oh, what's up?" And he was an amateur fighter. He was number 15. I didn't stick around for his fight, obviously, because I had my daughter. You know, she didn't want to eat the hamburgers that they had there. Whatever. Anyway, the point is, I didn't stick around for the kids' fight, but he listens to the show. He recognized me. That was awesome. Emmanuel Teller's father recognized me, walked up to me. So it was good, man. People see that, we're even checking out the amateurs, bro. And there was some good kids there, man. There was some good-looking kids there, man. I'm excited to see where they go from here next. And, I'm excited to see Seth, because, look, think about it. Seth didn't ever have this exposure, right? So now he did. So everybody's going to be wondering what's up with the next fight.
He might step it up a little.
He's going to step it up. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we get to see a better version of Seth and see him, get a win. And if not, get that loss.
And Periscope.
Everybody jumped behind him too, man. Even though we lost, everybody still rode with him.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it should be that way because look. I know, even though I quit smoking, it don't matter. I know I can't go no fucking 9 minutes. That's a lot. I got to get you out before that. Look, I'm 250. I'm knocking you out.
1 round.
I'm not doing what Seth did. That's why I told Seth, throw the right hand. You don't want to fight 9 minutes, especially when you got some goofball with his head down looking at his socks all night, man. You got to make him pay for that shit.
But he took it serious. And Periscope is an amazing vehicle. I was on it just trying to figure it out. I was like, damn, all this shit is on Periscope?
You don't even know. Like, while I'm doing the show, I'm literally looking for all sorts of accessories for my phone. Like, I'm literally going to do every interview that I do. I'm buying an attachment now so that I can have my phone while I'm doing my interviews on my Canon. Because it's just too huge. I mean, we got to jump on it before we, get left in the dark. And it brings people, like Mario said it perfectly, guerrilla style. You're there, man. I swear, I wish I would have had these accessories for that Vegas weekend, but there'll be others, man. Hopefully Canelo Cotto is something big and somewhere good. I don't want it back in Vegas, man.
New York?
Nah, man. I mean, I'll take it in New York because we right here, you and I. But honestly, I want to travel, and I want it to be somewhere warm where I can have fun, preferably a beach. I make mine a vacation. I mean, I'll take Texas even though there's no beach. But I like to make my trips a vacation.
Well, there's only Vegas, Texas, or...
Man, Puerto Rico, you never know. Mexico, right? I mean, Mexico with that 100,000 stadium that they got, Puerto Rico. I know that's very hard to do. For this fight to land at either country, I know that, but a young guy could wish, right? Can we not? Let's take a caller really quick here. 805, you're up. Who's this?
What's up, man? Hyro from Santa Barbara.
First time caller?
What up, Enrique?
Yeah, man.
What's going on? What's going on?
Are you a first time caller?
No, I've called before, but I've never really introduced myself.
Oh, no wonder, because I never heard Santa Barbara before. That's definitely new to my ears. What's going on, brother? Talk to us.
Not much, man. I'm the one that called about Francisco Santana a long time ago.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, he was the only Chi Santana fan.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, what up, guys? Just calling. That fight was good. I don't know why they're trying to take it away from Bradley. Bradley did a fucking phenomenal job. You could tell Vargas got tired. I don't know if it was the nerves, the anxiety, or what it was, but that guy just he had no fight in the fight, man. And for people trying to say that it should be no contest, I don't even know why you guys call that dude the scholar. He don't know shit, man. The scholar should be Bieber or James, man. But regardless, yeah, it was a good fight. Shout out to Magdaleno. He won too. Big fight. Oscar Valdez looks solid. He just throws with bad intentions, man. That guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And other than that, man, yeah, just shout out to Seth. He did what he could in there. It takes a man to jump in the ring, and I give him mad props, and I hope next time he gives it tough and he gets the W, man.
Yeah, man. Good. Thank you, man. That's good, man. It takes some balls, because I'm telling you right now, I'm telling y'all, this is what I'm saying. I don't lie. I'm telling you right now, as much shit as I talk, somebody ever catch me at one of these fights, you see me. You seen the other day on Periscope by accident. You seen the way I am. If somebody ever catch me out there and they whoop my ass, believe me, I'm not doing no video about it. Okay, Seth is a bigger man than me. Now, if I win, I'm definitely going to do a victory video. But come on, man. Seth got some big balls.
He's a warrior, Seth. Seth is a warrior, man.
Immediately after, he did a post-fight interview.
Warrior.
Man, like, I wouldn't have did it. 928, you're live. Who's this?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? It's Ryan.
Ryan, what's going on, brother? This is Ryan O'Hara, one of our writers and editors over here at the Boxing Voice. What's going on, bro?
Not much. I watched the Bradley Vargas fight extensively. Yeah, I agree with most fans. I think Pat Russell should go. Based off what Vargas was attempting to land when he had Bradley stunned, I mean, he was swinging at air, and I just don't think Bradley would have been knocked out. It would have been interesting to see how those last 10 seconds would have gone. But based off what Vargas was throwing, I don't think it was going to happen. The rematch certainly shouldn't happen. I had it one-sided for Bradley. Then at the same time, I don't think this fight warrants Mayweather Bradley fight at all. I think if you take a look at Vargas's track record, he is no way a legitimate contender. Maybe he's a contender, but he's not. I don't think he's the top 10. A lot of people gave him credit for beating a previously undefeated Novikov, but Novikov was defending his Baltic title against guys who had losing records. So, a victory over Novikov certainly nothing to be happy or nothing to be.
No, there's nothing special about Jessie Vargas, but I know a lot of you people are younger here, but I don't remember Richard Steele getting all kinds of flack when he stopped the Chavez Taylor fight.
Oh, yes, he did. No. Yes, he did.
I know people were upset at the time, but nobody was calling for him to not referee anymore.
No, that's true.
Is this fair for people to jump all over Pat Russell because he made an honest mistake?
Well, you know what the difference is? This is the difference. Richard Steele wasn't as old as Pat Russell, so I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. A lot of people are doing some age discrimination around here. And again, I've seen a lot of referees make the same mistake because once it gets loud, it's hard to distinguish the 10-second warning from the bell because you can't really hear it clear enough. It almost sounds identical. So I've been watching fights forever, and I've seen this happen on more than one occasion. So I'm willing to cut him some slack.
Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your call.
Oh, no, it's all good. I don't think it can be an age thing, but I mean, I've seen a lot of referees make the same mistake. I think the problem is that Pat Russell notoriously made a bad call in the Provodnikov Bradley fight early when Bradley was knocked down clearly by a punch, but he missed it. And then some people, insinuated that it was on purpose and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's ridiculous because Bradley was controlling that fight. You can make the case in the Provodnikov fight because Provodnikov was destroying him for the first couple rounds. But Bradley won that fight too. Yeah, I mean, and if you take, and some people will say, oh, if Kell Brook landed that shot on Vargas, he would have been knocked out. Well, you can't really say that because styles make fights. You understand when Lucas Brown said if I landed that left hook on Deontay Wilder, he would have been knocked out. Maybe, but here's the issue. Lucas Brown is slow, a lot slower than Deontay Wilder. Lucas Brown notoriously fought a guy who was 304 and a quarter pounds and knocked him out in I think about 4 or 5 rounds. So, like I said, I don't think Bradley is legitimate enough to get the Mayweather fight. I think if anything, he needs to fight Antonin Dakare. Antonin Dakare fights on Interbox, and they have a common opponent in Luis Carlos Abregu, who Bradley beat in 2009. So if they can get a fight in, I think that would be a good matchup because right now Dakare is ranked higher than Bradley. In fact, ranks number 2. I believe in the WBA. I think it might be WBC. I'm not sure, but Dakare, either way, could be a good opponent for Bradley.
I guess. I never heard of Dakare. Oh, you talking about Antoine Declaré?
Yeah.
Antoine from Canada or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. No, he's not a good opponent. Wait, no, he beat Alex Perez, but no, he's not on a Bradley level. That'll be another Jessie Vargas, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's nothing.
It really depends, but I mean, if there's no one he can face, like he can't fight Porter because of the network problem. But if you're looking for a guy, maybe he can fight him. I mean,
I don't know.
Possible.
I mean, HBO. That would be. I don't know. That would be.
I mean, there's really not much room for him right now because, I mean, if you take a look at specifically at the rankings, Amir Khan, I don't think he's going to fight him. Marcos Maidana, he's right now he has weight problems. He's going to be coming back on a PBC card. Porter's on PBC. Rios, you have no idea what he's going to do. Maybe Konstantin Ponomarov. Maybe you can get him on the card. But I think he's on Showtime, if I'm not mistaken. And Ponomarov fought,
why are you mentioning?
And he's a good boxer.
But why are you mentioning these names no one's ever heard of? Like, why would that be? We were not happy with Vargas, and we know Vargas. And you're talking about who? Who'd you say?
Konstantin Ponomarov. This is a guy that I've watched. Undefeated. He's a good boxer.
Okay, undefeated against who? Undefeated against who? Undefeated against who, though?
Bradley's a world-class fighter. Why would he step down a level and fight these guys? I still think I don't see a problem with him fighting Mayweather. Why would that be a bad fight? I don't understand that.
I like that fight.
Mayweather would pick him apart. I mean, with Bradley's style of rushing right in there, Mayweather would destroy Bradley. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Ryan, at least Tim Bradley is a known name. The names that Floyd Mayweather is mentioning to possibly fight, not a lot of people know who they are.
What would Bradley do?
Come on, you actually think he's going to fight Berto and Mayfield? Give me a break. He's not going to fight Berto or Mayfield. Mayfield and Berto are both sparring partners. He's fucking with them guys.
I know, but would Bradley do any worse than any other Mayweather opponent has? Would Bradley win 4 rounds at least? I think so. He could.
I think Thurman would be a good shot. The only problem is that Thurman's fighting in July. He wouldn't have enough time to get ready, in my opinion.
No. I still think Bradley's a solid. Bradley's a solid fighter, man.
You're right, but I just don't think it'd be competitive.
Well, I mean, was the Pacquiao fight competitive? Was Mayweather Pacquiao competitive? Was Mayweather Maidana second fight competitive? I mean, who is really he couldn't do any worse than anyone else, is what I'm trying to say. That's my point.
He didn't do worse than Victor Ortiz, that's for sure.
No.
Victor Ortiz looked all right to me.
Yeah, me too. I always wish that Victor Ortiz didn't blow it mentally because he was doing fine to me.
I mean, he was hanging in there, but it is what it is.
Floyd was hitting him with some dirty shots, but I mean, you know what? No, going into the fight, Ortiz just had to be smarter than that. He knows that everything's in Mayweather's hands, and he just had. and he had a pretty good round until he decided to headbutt him. He was actually, I mean, he was actually taking control of that round, for a moment, and then he just went crazy. And
that is true.
Unfortunately, just got himself knocked out. And I applauded when that happened. I was like, wow, that was stupid. But yeah, like I said, if Bradley doesn't get Mayweather, and I don't think he will, he may not have a choice, because remember, everyone was saying, well, who's Ruslan Provodnikov? Like, who's this guy? And then boom, Constantine fought him.
No. Nobody said that. Nobody said that, because hardcores knew who he was. We watched him like 8 times straight on ESPN.
Yeah, we saw him.
We knew exactly who he was. We watched the Herrera fight. We watched the everything that he did. The Ji-Hoo Kin fight. We watched all that. I don't know what you're talking about.
We didn't think it was going to be a competitive fight, but hey, we were surprised.
Yes, we were surprised. We were surprised that it was that competitive. I mean, I thought he was a bum. I called him a bum up in that whole fight, even after that fight, because at the end of the day, he only won what, 2 rounds, maybe 3? Like, whatever. It was just a good 3 rounds. His 3 were good. He got some knockdowns. He drug him a little bit, but that's all that he won. I mean, I'm pretty sure I still got my scorecard. Bradley cleaned house. Every time he wanted a box, he cleaned them out.
That's my last one.
Say what?
And that is, I gave Provodnikov the first, the second, the 6th, and the last round. And then, however you wanted to score the first round, either 10-8. That reminds me, with the Bradley Vargas fight, I had it 116-111. I gave Vargas a 10-8 round the last round, just because he stunned him. He was out on his feet, and the fight was stopped prematurely. So, that was a generous 10-8 round on my part. But overall, good performance by Bradley. Vargas, not legitimate.
Yeah, man. All right, Ryan. Well, thank you for calling in, brother. We're going to get to some other callers here. 210 Texas, talk to us. Texas.
Hey, I'm here. You there?
We here. You there?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Loud and clear.
We hear you.
All right. I got I'm a second, third time caller, but I got one of my buddies, man. He's a hardcore boxing fan, and I told him about your show. He's on the phone right now. You there, Bruce? Hello?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Bruce Reed, man. We out of San Antonio, Texas, man. We called him. This is my boy Gilbert.
Third time caller, man.
All right, brother. One moment.
What's up? Welcome to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut, he is...
I was telling him about your show, Ness, and I got him on 3-way, man. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but I just wanted him to hear your show and give you a lot of props, man. And I don't know if you got anything to say, Bruce?
You know what, man? This is the first time I've been on the call. My boy Gilbert told me about you guys, man, and you know what? I'm excited to hear about this, man. I'm not a casual fan. I'm a hardcore fan, and I've been in this game for a while. This whole thing about this race thing with, with Devin Alexander kind of killed me a little bit, because how can he actually go out on a limb and say that, Floyd ain't fought black fighters? Look at all the black fighters he fought back in the day, and even today. So, I mean, it's, for him getting all this criticism, I think it's just, horrendous. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I just want to know what's y'all thoughts on that?
Well, it's a subject that we've obviously spoke about in length here, because we get a lot of different nationalities and different races and people calling in from all over. But I kind of side with Devin, I think it's been a long time since he's fought a young African-American or slick style fighter. He hasn't fought a Laura type of guy in a long time. Mosley was not in his prime. And, Corrales was a long time ago. So, I wish Broner would have been the goods, a style like Broner, a style like Berto. Look, again, I'm a guy that already said, I don't have a problem if he fights Mayfield or Berto, and guess what? It'll be the styles that we keep begging for, right?
That's what I was about to say. I had an epiphany.
Right,
Mayfield, the perfect fight.
But here's the problem about that. You said Shane Mosley. He fought Shane Mosley, but yet and still, if you think about it, he called Shane Mosley back out in the day, and Shane didn't want to fight him. So
yeah, people say that.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people mention that, but I mean, at the end of the day, again, he's Floyd Mayweather. We said that today on this show. he has he said it, dude. Like, it's however he feels. Who gets that Willy Wonka ticket? It's up to him, not up to us. So if he wants Paul Williams, he wants Mayfield, he wants Berto, whoever he wants, he's gonna get. We've never had a say-so in this fight. I mean, the last fight with Maidana was the closest that we've come to being part of Floyd's decision-making, and we really weren't part of it, let's be honest, because Amir Khan won the poll, and he still went with Maidana. So it's not up to us. We're just along for the ride.
I think you know what, in my opinion, just like I tell my friend Gilbert all the time, I think he should go ahead and fight Amir Khan. Go ahead and give Amir Khan the damage, because that's what's going to happen. I mean, Amir Khan, yeah, he has it. You know, he's slick. You know, he's tall, he's lanky, but yet still, the same token, what does he have? He has no defense. He's flat-footed. I mean, Floyd is just outpoint him and just get him all day. I mean, I just can't see Amir Khan having anything in his arsenal to actually come through and defeat Floyd Mayweather.
A lot of people's right different. A lot of people are saying that they will. So I'm kind of like on your side, but you know, I'm curious to see if the fight were to happen. And I'm a casual fan. I'm curious to see if that fight were to happen, what problems would Khan give to Floyd? Devin Alexander himself said it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Right, don't get me wrong, man. You know, I think, you know, Amir Khan's cool, but I just don't think he's on the level of a Floyd Mayweather. And, you know, I'm actually, I like all fighters, bro. I'm just not just really just sold on Floyd all the time. But in the same token, I just don't see no one of Amir Khan's status to be throwing Floyd Mayweather.
So how much do you know about how much do you know about Kareem Mayfield?
Man, I don't know. I know Kareem from Oakland. I know, you know, he fought a couple guys, whatever. You know, I really don't know a lot about him. I know more about Andre Berto than I know about Kareem Mayfield.
Does Kareem Mayfield's slickness, you think, pose any threat to Floyd?
No, he's not slick.
Not slick. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Now, what about
I've seen a couple fights, but go ahead.
What about Alberto, who slows down fast in the fourth round? Does he have any threat against Floyd?
Wide open, no defense, take more punches. Nope. He'll lose. He might get knocked out. Technically, Floyd might get his first knock in a long time since Victor Ortiz.
I think so.
So what's the excitement?
I don't know. I like the Berto matchup, man. I think Berto still brings a lot of speed, even though his footwork is horrible. I think he might. At the very least, I think Berto will give us a Shane Mosley moment. I think so.
Moment.
I think he could. Yeah, moment. I mean,
Possibly.
listen, it's that bad. It's slim pickings right now. He's not gonna fight the guys that do have that Lions chance. He's not getting in there with Mayfield. I mean, with Thurman. And there's a bunch of people that believe Khan could do something, but he's not picking those guys. So, you know, out of the crumbs that are left, Berto has a good right hand.
I think the CBS is the future. I think we may see those matches on CBS. Now that I think about it, there's so much that could happen in the future for Floyd after this September. You know what I mean? Beating Mayfield or Berto. Now I'm interested to see.
I mean, in my take is I'm like everybody else, man, and I've been saying this for a long time. I think Floyd, why can't he get an easy fight? His last one. I mean, Pacquiao's fault. You know, look at the people Pacquiao fought. Why not just go and get Floyd his?
I don't like that whole why not.
Be his last one, because if he wins, he'll be 49-0. He'll tie Marciano. Don't you think he'll go after a 50th fight?
Of course.
You know what? At the end of the day, here's the thing. Even if he do win the last 40, 49, 50, it still ain't going to mean shit. It's still going to be the same thing. They're going to say he didn't fight Golovkin. He didn't fight Klitschko. I mean, I'm like, what is it going to be then? Like, at the same token, he can't get nothing. It's just like it's the same thing every single day, every single night. Floyd didn't fault this guy. Floyd didn't fault that guy. So I'm like, fight the 49 guy, fight Berto, and just call it a day.
Hey, Beebs, what you think about the people saying, why not fight a Berto for Mayweather? Why not fight a Mayfield? I don't like that response. I don't.
Obviously, I'm not interested in seeing the fight if he does do it, but
why are people throwing that card? Why not? Why not? Pacquiao did it.
I guess what they're doing is they're putting themselves in his position and they're saying that he's holding all the cards. And you know what? At the end of the day, I think people are satisfied that he did fight Pacquiao. That was the fight that everyone was calling for. He gave it to us. It may not have been what everyone wanted, but I think people are actually cutting him some slack because he gave us the Pacquiao fight. And I think because of that, that's his. Regardless of what anyone says, that was his legacy fight. He gave it to us. So now we got to give him. We got to say, all right, you gave us what we wanted. Now you get a pass on this one. That's the general consensus. But from an entertainment standpoint, I don't think it would be an intriguing fight. But again, I said the same thing about when he was getting ready to fight Maidana the first time, and that turned out to be an excellent fight. So I got to just shut my mouth from now on, because every time I open my mouth, the opposite happens. So it is what it is.
You know, the one fight that's available that I would like to see him do, but I don't think he'll do it, would be him fight Laura.
Yeah, I love that. I love that style matchup fight, because
That's a slickness.
That's a chess matchup.
But you think about it though. But think about it like this. Is Laura really a nice payday? I mean, the public don't even know who Laura is.
It don't matter.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Is Roberto a payday?
We're not, no, wait a minute. We're not in there. I don't care about money.
Yeah, we don't care about money.
Yeah, but check this.
A lot of people know who Laura is.
Yeah, but check this out, man. He's getting. Check this out.
Hold on, Robbie. Man, you guys keep 3-second rule, man. Listen, I've been getting emails. You guys cannot talk over each other. Think 3 seconds, then go.
I don't think. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, so you're talking to me?
Yeah, go.
So my thing is, Laura technically has fought one person that you can say that's been legitimate, and it's been Canelo. Floyd washed Canelo. So how is it Laura can actually have any poise, any damage whatsoever against Laura? Laura technically got beat up. What's the dude's name that Anguilla? Anguilla beat Laura up tremendously. He won the fight, but we know technically he lost that fight.
Laura,
man, I don't know what. Hold on.
That's not hardcore.
Hold on. I don't know what.
That's boxing fan.
No. What I'm saying is I don't know what technically he's talking about, and I don't know how you guys letting him say that. What you mean? He lost that fight to Angulo. He stopped Angulo. Angulo turned around. Angulo did not want to fight.
He mistaken names. I hope.
But you mentioned something about money.
You're right. Anguilla did lose the fight. Okay, he lost the fight. But think about it. How many times did Laura get knocked down?
He thought about it.
He got knocked down twice. But that's what I'm saying with boxing fans. What type of fans are you that the guy that gets knocked down, gets up off the floor, wins the fight, is worse than the guy that did the knocking down? Like, what's going on?
And then you mentioned something about money, right? What do you mean money? He's got a $32 million guarantee. He's going to get paid regardless, man.
Right. And what's money with Berto? What about Berto?
It doesn't even matter who he fights. He's going to get that dough.
I mean, no.
You're right about that.
The next person he fights is not going to be a blockbuster pay-per-view fighter, so he's not going to make a lot of money on the back end. We already know that. So it is what it is.
Yes, the astronaut reached the moon already.
You're right. I mean, I see that point, but I honestly, in my opinion, I like Laura. Laura's legit, but I just don't think he will pose any type of threat.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna lie here and tell you that Laura doesn't deserve a fight to me. So I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. But it'll be a good fight though.
It'll be a great fight because of the styles, man. It'll be a great fight because of the styles.
Beating Delvin Rodriguez doesn't get you in a Mayweather fight for sure, and not knocking him out really doesn't help you. But
I know
it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, man.
I would like to see Mayfield versus.
Hey, listen, man, we're coming up here to our 4th hour, so we're gonna go ahead and place you on hold and get to some other people. 210, thank you for calling in. Make sure you give your buddy the number so he can become, a regular caller himself. 701, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Ness?
What's up, brother?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
First time caller.
Okay, 1 second.
Ding, ding.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut, he is
Abdul from Saudi Arabia.
Whoa.
On my way of North Dakota right now.
Nice.
Stand up tall.
Okay, on the Bradley fight, I want to say, I don't remember the name of the caller before who was bashing the ref, but I think Pat Russell did a great job. And like 7 seconds, I don't think it makes much of a difference. And I think he should be ashamed of himself the way he was bashing him, because he gave us a good fight. He let Bradley and Vargas just fight it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I remember that now that you say it. I remember he said, "You don't need me. Go ahead, break it out, fight it out, fight it out." He said that several times.
No,
Am I right?
Great ref. I mean, we complain about refs not doing their job, like Bayless and Mayweather, Pacquiao. So I mean, we got to appreciate when the ref really lets the fighters fight. I'm a little confused about how these top guys have no power. Basically, they can. I mean, they hurt each other a couple times, but there was nothing going on there. You know.
It's the whiplash excitement.
Other than that, I don't know what else to say. Glad Beeb is back. You know, missed him for a while.
Thank you.
And I don't know. First time calling, so I don't know what hasn't. What's left to say after all that? Alexander's kind of going off the rails with that Twitter stuff, but oh boy.
Funny that you.
I don't know, just glad to be on the show, I guess. I'll give you guys a call some other time when I got more stuff prepared, and I might be a little early.
You did good.
Yeah, you did good, brother, man. Thank you for calling in and participating.
Those nerves.
Nah, no
you're
sweat.
doing what you do. Really, really awesome.
You fine, man. You did good.
Yeah, bro.
You shot a Beeb out.
All right.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
You guys keep doing your thing.
All right.
Really appreciate it.
Call again, bro.
Remember, guys, you know, if you want to show that appreciation, head on over to the iTunes, drop us a little 5-star review. If you listen on Stitcher, drop one there. You know, definitely like the Facebook page, follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on Periscope. I'm over here going through hell of equipment. Well, next time I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna get a fisheye lens, Enrique, because I know lenses is your thing. I'm gonna go wide, yeah, because I don't like it. And now I seen Fernando do one yesterday from the Bradley fight, and he turned his camera sideways. I didn't even know you could do landscape. So now I'm buying this hot shoe connector, and I'm gonna buy like an adapter so I could do it side by side. I'm looking for like a little mic adapter too, so that, you know, because I want to keep my headphones on so that I could talk through them. But I also need some sort of audio from the fighter.
You might have to get like a little hat rig so wherever your head.
I've seen a bunch, but I don't want that. I'm gonna look stupid with that.
Nah, but you're gonna have the best visuals.
I know. I would love. I mean, I seen it. Yo, I even seen one with it's like a vest, and I was like, yeah, I could have it because it'll be on my shoulder.
Right.
That one looks dope. But then I'm like, man, it's gonna be kind of tight. It feels like one of those gun holster things. I'm like, nah, that's too tight when I'm out there moving, because I'm moving.
No,
but I want to show y'all how it is for me, because that Periscope got me excited.
Periscope
I go through hell.
And dope. I was on it. I was excited. I was like, shit, this is like television almost.
Yes. And you know, I just want to give it to you. I want to bring it to y'all in that angle, going down the hallways. I'm looking for extra battery packs and everything. People gonna look at me like I'm crazy on my next fight, but I'm gonna bring you some up-to-date, hot, behind-the-scenes footage for real.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring you the Nestor documentary soon. Next time we go to the Danny Garcia Malignaggi fight, I'm gonna create something real dope, and it'll be like a boxing voice starring Nestor. You know what I'm saying? Real crazy.
Yeah, man, we got to get to that fight, man. There's going to be a lot of people out there that Danny Garcia Malignaggi fight. I'm actually putting out some Malignaggi videos today. I'm going to be putting out like 25 videos. They're already there. I just got to press public. I was waiting till after the show, obviously, but there's going to be a lot of video coming out. Definitely check that out. You're going to finally get to see Sean Zettel on camera and watch how he flows with Virgil Hunter and Paulie and all these other people that he interviewed. And, you know, you're going to get to see Mario up there doing his thing out in Texas because he covered the Gilberto Ramirez fight. Fernando as well. He got a bunch of interviews from last night's fight. So check out the Boxing Voice YouTube. Definitely, you know, follow us on all social medias. Don't forget to drop those iTunes reviews. Very important. You know, you want to support, head on over to theboxingvoice.com. Click that donate button. If you don't want to donate, you can always bookmark our Amazon link, which is also very important. And we will be doing some more glove giveaways coming up here soon, possibly a Danny or a Paulie glove. I'm trying to get in there with Paulie and give you guys some behind-the-scenes footage on there too, man. I was already talking to him. It's looking like we might be able to do that. I'm your host, Nest GTO, joined alongside my good friends here, J Habib1 on Twitter and at TBV Casual Fan on Twitter. Any final thoughts, as well as Ringside Robert on Twitter?
Yo, I really enjoy watching fights, being on Twitter at TBV_Casual Fan. So follow me. I got 132 followers since I've been on the show, all from the show, and I really enjoy watching the fight and commenting and people responding. It's a lot of fun. It really entertains me and keeps me on my toes. Thank you very much.
Man, you got 100. You coming up on a couple of people there, man. We got to get these social medias pumping, man. We got to get a bigger presence, man. And you guys got to get at Beeb, man. We got to get Beeb at these fights more, man.
Beeb is great, by the way. I one time heard the show through my headphones, and I thought James was sounding a little weird. I was like, is that Jameson? And it was Beeb, very educated analysis. Beebs, you're the great, so I applaud you for that.
I appreciate all the kind words, Casual Fan, and I appreciate all the people shouting me out that are calling back in, and it is great to be back. And I'm planning on going to that August fight. I want to go down to see that Paulie Malignaggi Danny Garcia fight. So I'm gonna start going to some of these fights, man, because it seems like y'all having too much fun down there, man.
Very much fun.
I gotta be part of it, man.
Where are you, in Boston?
Yeah, I'm in Boston.
Okay, I just guessed that. See that?
That's that accent. You gotta guess that town accent. All right, guys. So we'll be back, obviously, on Thursday. Maybe something sooner. Who knows what's gonna happen this week? We'll keep you posted. And remember, stay tuned to our Twitter to stay current. That's where you'll always find a link for a spontaneous show. That's where you always find a link for the latest videos, the latest Periscope, the latest everything. Twitter is definitely the main central hub. We're on IG, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere, and we reply to all comments on all social media. So definitely, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button, and we'll see you on Thursday. Later.
Peace.
Thank you for using